What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City live stream, as today we're going to be doing the live watch-along of Man City's away game in the Premier League against Leeds United. Going to be a big game, this one, for Manchester City. We're needing to win this game, remember, 11 games to go in the Premier League season, 11 wins for Man City, and we win the Premier League equation. Very simple. What we've got to do here is turn up against a Leeds side who very good at home. In particular, once the sun has set, the floodlights go on. They've got a tremendous record at Elland Road. So this is going to be a very difficult game for Manchester City. Leeds United losing just one of the last 8 games in all competitions. That one loss coming at home against Arsenal. Manchester City, of course, find themselves in good form, unbeaten in 8 themselves, winning 7 of the last 8 games. The only game that City haven't won was that 2-2 draw away from home against Tottenham Hotspur. And I think it's safe to say, bar the fantastic result we picked up at Anfield in our last Premier League away game, Man City's away form in the Premier League has been a bit hit and miss. Man City sometimes turn up and, you know, I think that Tottenham Hotspur game, I think, is a brilliant way to summarise Man City on the road this season, which is, we've not really played amazingly well, but we're still more than capable of going out, putting up a performance, picking up a win, and scoring a couple of goals, like we did in the first half against Tottenham Hotspur. And then sometimes Manchester City, on the road especially, don't turn up, don't end up defending properly. We get put under pressure. We don't know how to deal with the situation in front of us. We end up conceding goals. We end up dropping points. We end up losing games. And we end up giving all the incentive and all the advantages back to Arsenal. We've worked really hard to ensure that right now the Premier League title race is still in Man City's hands. And there's nothing that Arsenal can do about that other than when we face off against Arsenal in April. But we've got a job to do here. We know that there's no Erling Haaland in the squad for Man City today. We've got involved in this game, find ways to be able to score goals, and then look to push from there. That's what we're ideally looking for from Manchester City in this game, and hopefully Man City can make that happen. So we'll see what does end up happening. So before I do crack on with this live watch on, do make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. On that push now to 49,000 subscribers, now less than 500 subs away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description or on the yellow banner if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's stream. Once more, aiming for 100 likes, so any help towards that would be great. We are currently on 23 likes. It means that we are 77 likes away from 100, so any help towards that, guys, would be much appreciated. And also, don't forget, if you're watching this after the game, then do get your thoughts on what you made of the game in the comments below. Or if you're tuning in live right now, then do get where you're tuning in from and also your score predictions ahead of today's game. A warm welcome to Mick. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Do hope you are well. Says Leeds fan watching. Good luck. Hoping to get a draw here. Our home form, it's crucial to this fixture. Leeds United, of course, relying on their home form, battling to try and avoid the drop in the Premier League. Currently find themselves 31 points, probably looking towards that 40-point barrier. They know that they've got 11 games to potentially pick up. 2, maybe 3 wins is what's going to be required, which is easier said than done in the business end of the season. Leeds United, though, they know that with a win today, they take a really big step towards staying in the Premier League and maybe even start taking their eye off looking behind them and start looking up at a potential, maybe, top half finish. If Leeds can finish really strong to the season, potentially could be looking at a potential European spot, especially if it does end up opening up for the potential of a 7th or an 8th place finish being a potential European spot as well, which could well be up for grabs. So I imagine that Leeds United, for me, this fixture kind of decides for the remainder of the season what are Leeds focusing on. Is it relegation? Is it top half? What are Leeds looking towards? Can they go out, get a big scalp against second place Manchester City, throw a huge curveball in the title race and give Leeds United a huge boost in terms of trying to keep their Premier League status? So a big game for Leeds, a big game here for Manchester City. With this game being at Elland Road, offers complications for Man City in front of Leeds' own fans as well. Just never an easy place to come and pick up points, especially when he needed a win, which is what Man City need to do to try and get Arsenal under pressure ahead of their home game against Chelsea tomorrow. Dave, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So just about to enter the Halliwell Jones for Warrington's game against Wakefield. Says, hoping Man City will win 2-0. Firstly, Dave, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated that you've taken your time whilst you're out and enjoying Warrington. Enjoy the rugby league game for Warrington taking on Wakefield, and hopefully Warrington can pick up a good result and pick up a win, and hopefully Man City can do that as well. I'd definitely take a 2-0 win today for Manchester City. Jessica, welcome. Thank you for tuning in as well. Good afternoon to you. Says, reckons a 2-1 victory today for Manchester City, which I would take a 2-1. And it's funny that you say that, Jessica, because I'm going 2-1 Manchester City as my score prediction for today's game as well. I do also have my poll rolling in the chat if you want to go and leave your vote about who you think is going to win today's game. At the moment, no one confident that Leeds is going to win. 0% for Leeds, 86% going with a Manchester City win. Lots of positivity, it's what we like to see. 14% going with a draw for this game. Mick, thank you, says, think most genuine fans are happy with 17th this season. Anything above that is a bonus. Next season with a bigger budget, Farke has got to try and step up. It's true, obviously solidifying your Premier League status means you're going to get more money, more income coming in, so it means you can go out and invest more money into the squad, and obviously Leeds United currently taking their time to try and renovate the stadium. I imagine a lot of money is going to go towards that. You need Premier League status if you're going to be investing a heck of a lot of money going into the infrastructure for the stadium, and I think that would be a fantastic upgrade to Elland Road as well. And of course, expanding the capacity means that you've got more obviously people coming in, which means more revenue sources and more money coming into the club for them to reinvest back into the club. With other projects and new players coming in and everything, but the key important factor is you need the big Premier League money, which means you've got to try and stay up, and the goal has to be finishing 17th or above. Leeds United so far, though, done very well. 31 points, 27 games, 11 games to go. Job isn't done just yet. Still got some work to do. Mick going 2-2 draw for today's game. Kieran, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Do hope you are well as well, my friend. Right, we're going to have a look at the teams for today's game. As I said, the big news coming out of Manchester City in the last hour is Erling Haaland has picked up a knock and he is not available for today's game between Leeds United and Manchester City, and I think it's going to rub some Man City fans up the wrong way, in particular when they see that Erling Haaland midweek has been filming some videos with the Sidemen, and KSI, one of the Sidemen members, has come out today, big social media profile if you guys aren't aware, and said that some things have happened in the video that may have led to him picking up a knock, which I'm just going to take as complete BS. KSI is an Arsenal fan who's just merely speculated and putting things out there. Erling Haaland will not have taken injury risks in filming a video outside of things for Manchester City. Erling Haaland, as far as I'm aware, was training for Man City yesterday. He is expected to be back on Wednesday. The knock is ever so slight. Erling Haaland, I imagine it's more of a precaution being taken here by Manchester City more than anything else, because I refuse to believe that, you know, if this was on the eve of the build-up to a Champions League final, for example, Erling Haaland would be risked and Erling Haaland would be playing this game. However, this isn't the Champions League final. This is match day number 28 in the Premier League. We've still got a good chunk of the season left to go. So Man City feel like they've got an adequate number in the squad. Jeremy Doku back, Savinho's back, Semenyo's nice and fit. Obviously, Rayan Cherki's good to go. And, of course, Omar Marmoush as well. City feel like they've got the numbers that Haaland is just going to need a few more days rest and will be good to go for the game against Forest. And what it does mean, because for me, obviously, it's a blow not having Haaland here, but it means Haaland will have had around 10 days rest since he last played, which means I would expect for for Erling Haaland. I'd expect him to be starting Man City's game against Nottingham Forest. I would expect Erling Haaland to potentially be starting Man City's game against Newcastle United in the FA Cup. We've got a big match against Real Madrid away from home in the first leg of the Champions League last 16 coming up in a couple of weeks' time. We've still got an away game against West Ham to come as well. And then obviously the return match against Real Madrid in the Champions League, followed by the League Cup final against Arsenal. So these are Man City's next 6 games to take us to the international break. And I think Erling Haaland's probably thinking to himself, with 10 days rest, he's more than capable of probably starting all 6 of them games. If he's not going to start all 6, you certainly think it would be 5 of the 6 games. And if Erling Haaland's going to maybe sit out another game, it's potentially going to come in the FA Cup game against Newcastle, where maybe Erling Haaland might do 45 minutes. He might do a first half or a second half ahead of big games coming up in the Champions League. So in an ideal world, Man City would have wanted an easier bit of our schedule. And obviously these Premier League games coming up against teams sitting down at the bottom, Leeds United, Nottingham Forest, West Ham United, I think all occupying in the bottom 5 spots in the Premier League, which is complicated because when you're fighting for your survival status in the Premier League, you know, there's a lot of money, there's reputation that's on the line, and it's just, these are not easy games. So I think if Man City can survive making it to the international break and winning our next 3 Premier League games, I think Man City are very much in business when it comes to the potential of winning the Premier League. And it's these games against Leeds away and Forest at home and West Ham away, these banana skin games that decide Premier League titles. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Now, what I am going to say is I don't expect Man City to win out to the end of the season in all their Premier League games. I don't think Arsenal are going to win out in the Premier League either, but I do think both sides are more than capable of stringing together 8, 9, maybe 10 wins out of their remaining fixtures. So what we're looking at here is I think Man City just haven't really got any more room for manoeuvre. If there is to be a bad result, and the bad result comes today and we drop points, I don't think we can afford to drop any more points if we want to win the league. Yeah, it takes it out of our hands, and you know, we're relying on somebody doing us a favour against Arsenal, but to be honest, what we need right now with the difficult schedule that we've got coming up in March is we need a run of form. You know, we've had a good February, bar the game against Tottenham Hotspur that we drew 2-2. Every other game we've ended up winning, and what we want to do here is continue to try and keep that momentum going. And if we can have a really good March and win all our games in March, then Man City pick up a major trophy. Obviously looking very good for at least securing Champions League football for next season. It would move us into the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and would be in business in the Premier League as well. And that's how you go about trying to win these big major trophies. It's not easy. You've got to take things a game at a time, and Man City's focus here has to be on the here and now against Leeds United away from home. Haaland not fully fit. Man City have taken their opportunity here to give Haaland a few more days recovery ahead of Man City's game at home against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League on Wednesday evening. So we'll start off by having a look at Leeds United's team for today's game. No real surprises as far as I'm concerned. I needed to freshen up. Her throat's feeling all dry there. Chad, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Do hope you are well. Good afternoon to you. It's near enough evening here in the UK, but good afternoon to you, my friend. Do hope you are well. Alfonso, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Jessica, Man City's mind might be thinking of these big games that are coming up, and if there's any player that's not 100%, they just won't feature in the squad. If you're not 100%, you're not in the squad. As simple as that. We're playing every 3 to 4 days now, and if things go right for Man City through March, we're going to be playing every 3 to 4 days through April, and potentially if things go right through April into May as well. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. Adrian, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Says, come on, City. One more win. That's where my mind's at. One more win. Just focus on trying to win this game. Adrian reckons City needing 4 goals. Do you reckon Leeds are scoring 3 then to score 4? Crazy. Crazy. Mick says it's crazy that Haaland £1.2 million in wages. It's speculated, isn't it, about how much wages he's on. I've heard they base salaries as much as £500,000 for Erling Haaland, which of course is a heck of a chunk on Man City's wage bill. After bonuses, sponsors, and all these clauses that have been included in his contract, I've heard that some people have suggested it's near £1 million a week for him to end up not featuring, but with how crucial Erling Haaland is, a goal machine, a player that can win you a game single-handedly. He's one of them players who you give him 3 or 4 chances in a game, he can score 3 or 4 goals. You need these goal scorers. And I think the last thing Man City need is for Haaland to be carrying a knock, go into this game, Leeds physical with us, and end up Haaland injuring himself, and what becomes 3 or 4 days off ends up becoming 3 or 4 weeks out injured, becomes a big problem, because that would rule Erling Haaland out of the Carabao Cup final, these big Premier League games against teams who are fighting relegation coming up. It's big games coming up against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, the Champions League games. It's just, FA Cup game against Newcastle away next week. All difficult games. So we need our squad to be fully fit. I think we're at a point now in the season where if you're not fully fit, you ain't making the squad, and this is the advantage you've got when you've got players coming back from injury, which I think is good. Starboy, welcome. Thank you for tuning in from India. I'll give my prediction in just a minute. I'm just going to go through the teams. John, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Do hope you are well. Peter, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Do hope you are well as well. Retro, thanks for tuning in. Goes Man City to win 5-1, but is hoping that Leeds will win 2-0 in this game. Why hoping that Leeds will win? Lots of positivity. Lots of people thinking Man City are going to win this game and win it convincingly. And I'm not so sure about that. So, Leeds United, 5-4-1 formation. 5 at the back means that they're always going to have defenders back. Space is going to be pretty limited. And Manchester City are going to need to turn up and try and do a real good job. So Karl Darlow starts in goal. It's Jayden Bogle starts on the right-hand side. Goodmanson starts on the left-hand side with Justin, Rodon and Strujic starting as their 3 centre-backs. Then the 4 players in midfield is Stach, Ampadu, Grueve and Aronson, and the lone striker for today is former Everton striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin. On the bench, some good players on the bench that City need to be wary of, really. You've got Perry backup goalkeeper, Dan James, quick player that could make a difference coming off the bench, Sean Longstaff, Pirro, Lukas Nmecha, former Man City man, Bijol, thought he might have started today's game, he doesn't, Tanaka, Borenview and Gnotto. Now, for Manchester City, lining up with a 4-1-3-2 formation, lining up with Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. It's a back 4 that's unchanged from our last game last weekend, where Manchester City, of course, managed to beat Newcastle by 2-1. Matheus Nunes starting on the right-hand side. Rayan Ait-Nouri starts on the left-hand side with Ruben Dias and Marc Guehi as the 2 centre-backs. It does mean the pace of Abdukodir Khusanov isn't there. He's on the bench. I'd have started Khusanov. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. He came off the bench and looked very impressive. He's been Man City's February Player of the Month. But Ruben Dias, he gets given the nod ahead of Abdukodir Khusanov. Into midfield, it's 1 defensive midfielder today, which is Rodri. Further ahead of him, you've got the 3-man attacking, Man City's attacking threats, really, and their creativity. Bernardo Silva going through the middle. Nico O'Reilly will go on the left-hand side, and a big danger that Leeds United need to try and keep quiet, because Nico O'Reilly has been popping up into space, almost Ilkay Gundogan-esque, and occupying as Man City's little, box-to-box midfielder. Player that just likes to pick up balls in pockets of space, spring counter-attacks, knows where the back of the net is, got a good shot on him, especially on his stronger left foot, but also very good defensively. That if Rayan Ait-Nouri playing left-back for Man City today wants to get forward, O'Reilly more than comfortable playing left-back, can slot in and giving Man City a bit of physicality in midfield, and also helps us to defend and attack set pieces as well. And something we've seen over the last couple of weeks is Man City going with 2 attackers up top. Antoine Semenyo starts alongside Omar Marmoush. I wasn't expecting Marmoush to be dropped for this game. I was expecting Erling Haaland to start. Everything else is what I was predicted. I'd like to have seen Khusanov. I think I'd have gone with Khusanov ahead of Ruben Dias. With Erling Haaland being out, I think everything else is probably what I would have selected. Haaland, had he been available, it would have been a straight swap of Semenyo out and Haaland in. Haaland would have gone on the right-hand side of attack and Marmoush on the left-hand side of attack. Not going to be easy. I can see Leeds giving us a game. I think City will take the lead in the first half. We'll lead 1-0 at half-time. I'm going with the goal coming. I'm going to go... I fancy Nico O'Reilly really to make something happen, so I'm going to go with him with the opening goal. And then I'm going to go Leeds United in the second half, find an equaliser. I'm going to go with Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring that goal. And then I'm going to go with Man City to find a very late winner. I've got a feeling it's going to be a player off the bench, and I don't know why. Just maybe it's from the game at the Etihad Stadium, but it was Phil Foden that managed to grab a goal at the Etihad Stadium after City were 2-0 up against Leeds back in November. It was end of November, 2-0 up. We blew it in the second half. It was 2-2, and it took a late winner from Phil Foden that night. So I'm going something similar. I'm going 1-0 Man City in the first half, 1-1. Leeds United find a goal in the second half, and I'm going late winner from the bench, Phil Foden, for this game is my prediction. 2-1 Manchester City. Hearts in mouth moment. Lots of drama. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. Man City playing once more. I miss us playing every 3 to 4 days, playing once a week. It's great to be able to take my time and create content, and it's a bit easier on my schedule from a content creation point of view. But I like playing every 3 to 4 days. I like watching Manchester City, and I've missed us not playing every 3 to 4 days. So I'm happy that we're back to every 3 to 4 days from here on out. Looking forward to this game. Hopefully, we can pick up a big 3 points. Janan, thanks for tuning in from Uganda. I won't be making any more videos on the 115 charges. I feel like, I speak about it once or twice a year. I feel like I repeat myself. The videos end up being 25, 30 minutes of me just kind of saying the same things. Until we get a verdict come out and we get more information, then I don't really have anything else to say on the subject, to be fair. So until we get the verdict, I don't think I'm going to be addressing anything else that gets reported, because everything else is just mere speculation, hearsay, people who are trying to sound convincing about what they know when they don't know absolutely anything. Nobody knows anything. The only people that are involved in the case are the ones that know anything. And all those involved in the case aren't going to give anything away until they've had the verdict. So, yeah, that's as far as things are going to go. Yanan go with a nice positive 3-0 Man City score prediction for today's game, though, which is great to see. Mick says, I've got Haaland in my dream team. I think we've all got Haaland in our dream team. So he says today was crucial for his dream team. However, he does also have Semenyo, Strujic and Dominic Calvert-Lewin in there as well. So I've got Haaland as my captain, so pretty devastating for my fantasy football. But here we are. It's not going to be easy, but Peter reckons in the end City going to get the job done, going a nice positive 3-0 Manchester City win. Kirin says, if Man City win the Premier League, can I come to Thailand? Unfortunately not. JSGC doesn't have a lot of money right now, so unfortunately not. I do have all my trips and holidays and stuff booked for the foreseeable future, and unfortunately Thailand is not anything that I have booked here and now, but never say never. I've never been to Thailand, so does need ticking off at some point. Does need ticking off. There is a lot of sponsorship deals, John. It is right. It's one way of looking at it. If you want to read between the lines and do a 2+2 in hoping that it equals 4 rather than 5, you look at City's confidence of sponsorships and stuff, and more money coming in that Man City maybe seemingly suggested towards being confident of the verdict. But until we factually get the verdict, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? As I said, I've done tons of videos already. I feel like I just repeat myself, and yeah, I've not really got anything else left to say about it. To be honest, you want my thoughts on it? Just Google JSGC 115 charges, and yeah, have a nosy at what I think about them. Everything else, just nothing else to say, as the common technical law saying is, no comment. because I've got nothing else to comment on. Right, players have made their way out of the tunnel, ready and waiting for today's game. Leeds fans will give a rendition of Marching On Together, their anthem, like You'll Never Walk Alone for Liverpool, or Blue Moon for Manchester City, or North London Forever for Arsenal, despite not being from North London, but there we go. So, ready and waiting then for today's game. Man City playing in their away shirts, their very smart black kits, all blacks, like the New Zealand rugby side. There we go. There we go. Right, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. We're 18 short of 50, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. Social media links are in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. And also, don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the live chat, including your score prediction for today's game and also where you are tuning in from, as we do get kickoff for today's game. It is crazy. I'm sick of hearing about it as well, Peter, to be honest. But here we are. Here we are. Tito, welcome. Thank you for tuning in as well. Do hope you're well, my friend. There's been a crazy amount of goals that have been scored as Manchester City pick up an early goal kick here as Leeds look to try and attack and come forward. They wanted a corner. It was seen out by Manchester City. Referee agrees and gives Manchester City a goal kick. Marc Guehi didn't look like he had eyes on the ball, so he took a risk there through not picking up control of the ball when he could have. A cheap corner could have been given away, but here we are. I heard at the World Cup they're introducing VAR for making decisions on corners as to whether they're going to be corners or not. Apparently they're going to be doing that for yellow cards as well, so there we are. That reminds me, Jessica, thank you for pointing that out. I'm only 7 seconds behind. I'm watching on Now TV. It's about 30 seconds behind real time. So I'd appreciate anybody that is ahead of me not spoiling it for me so I can give my genuine, authentic reactions to everything happening in the game. I do have my moderators in the chat that if anyone is spoiling it, moderators, please kick them out of the chat. I don't want it being spoiled for me. I don't want it being spoiled for anybody else. That's the only rule that I've got here on the live stream. Everything else, I just want people to have a good time, chat about football, and enjoy what I'm hoping is going to be a good game of football here between Man City and Leeds United, as Leeds United looking to put a lot of early pressing on Manchester City. Peter, yeah, it's a bit weird. Slowing down the game. They're saying they want substitutions, is it to take 10 seconds, and they don't want the ball being out of play, for throw-ins and stuff for 5 seconds, and speeding up goal kicks, which I'm a big fan of, especially if they're going to implement it and it's going to come into the Premier League. And I imagine that anything that does happen at the World Cup will get implemented into the Premier League. Some stuff's getting trialled in other leagues ahead of the World Cup, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. Obviously, at the Qatar World Cup, there was big emphasis on time wasting, so you started seeing bigger chunks of added time that's kind of just filtered its way through the top leagues in the world, including in the Premier League, which is why we used to get added time was always 3-4 minutes, never really anything beyond that, and you're getting more and more 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes added on. That stemmed from the World Cup, so I presume that's the direction they want football to go in for the next 4 years of things that they're targeting towards trying to cut cheating and time wasting out, that if a player's picked up an injury, you've got to stay off the field for a minute rather than 30 seconds, which, if players have picked up genuine injuries, I don't see why, if somebody's clattered into you and you've picked up an injury, why the team that's attacking has been fouled and they've gone down, they've been injured, as Leeds United could be in here. Leeds United could be in here. That was a massive, massive chance for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Donnarumma absolutely furious. It was just knife through butter, a hot knife through butter. That was awful defending from City. City at 6s and 7s. So Marc Guehi went down under a challenge from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Ruben Dias was playing him perfectly onside. Calvert-Lewin does get a foot onto it. It's a good effort towards goal, but it's just wide of the target. He finds the bottom corner there, and that would have been 1-0 Leeds United, though I'm sure City had kicked up a fuss to the referee about a potential foul in the build-up, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin obviously getting in the way of Marc Guehi, and Marc Guehi going down, which is why City were so stretched at the back. And City not happy at not getting the free kick as it is. No goal comes from it, so it will be no more of a talking point. As City just struggling the distribution to get out a little bit here. Obviously, always had the impact of Erling Haaland's hold-up play. Always draws defenders out. Not got him today, so it'll be interesting to see how that works for Man City as another ball comes across by Leeds United. Leeds United way up ahead of steam, looking to try an attack and score an early goal to keep the crowd on top. I think it's important here. Man City spend the next 3-4 minutes just trying to slow the tempo down. You know, this is where I used to miss someone like Jack Grealish, who was so good at just buying a free kick or two, killing down a bit of the clock and just taking a bit of momentum away from Leeds United. The high press being applied to Man City. A lot of teams have started to do this in the second half rather than the first half. The reason for that is burnout and player fatigue. Because Leeds United obviously aren't going to be able to keep this up for 90 minutes. They'd struggle to keep this pace for 10 minutes, to be honest. And if they don't end up getting a reward from it, what's going to happen is the players are going to be tired. Naturally, they're going to start to drop and sit a bit deeper. And all of a sudden, Leeds United, they struggle to get out of their own area. And then they'll just get pinned in by Man City. It's a good diagonal ball across. I thought Ait-Nouri would have been better there, just letting that ball slip out of play. To be honest, there was nothing on, and because of that, now Leeds United can come forward. It's a good ball forward. Good bit of defending there from Guehi, and it'll be a free kick for Leeds United. A throw-in, sorry. I'm very glad, Jessica, that it went wide as well. Right, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Now just 15 likes away from 50. Any help towards that would be great. And don't forget as well to subscribe if you are new around here. A rusty start. Kirink, you're right. And Chad, not been a good start at all. Not been a good start. And Peter, they are getting crazy. There's just so many rules that they're introducing. So many. That injury one's probably the most bizarre. I think they're trialling something about if a goalkeeper goes down injured, I think they want to take an outfield player off the pitch. I personally think they'd just be better introducing what they do in rugby, and someone else suggested it. I thought it was a good point. When you actually think about how much the ball's in play, you probably get roughly around 60 minutes or so of football. I actually think you'd be better targeting towards 60 minutes of football and doing what they do in rugby, which is stop the clock. Ball goes out of play, so I'll show you what I mean. Here's Calvert-Lewin now. So the clock continues to tick. It's a good pass into the path for Bogle. Bit of interchanging of passes. City should be able to defend this out, although it has been kept in and ball gets squared across. Eventually goes out of play for what would have been a corner, but they've judged the original play to go out for a goal kick. So what would happen now is the clock continues to tick. 7:01, 7:02, 7:03. It went out of play at 6:58. You stop the clock. And that clock won't resume until Donnarumma passes or kicks the ball long. Is what, for me, should happen. So it went out of play at 58. And it's now back in play at 7:20. So that would be 22 seconds that should be added on at the end. And you get all these loads of stoppages in football. Trust me, loads of stoppages. You would be looking at like 60, 70 minutes overall of football. And I just think you'd be better pulling the clock down to 60, 70 minutes and stopping the clock. That'll soon stop cheating and players going down and stuff. Here's Rodri. Threads a pass through for Semenyo. Here's Semenyo. Semenyo! And he's put it over the top of the crossbar. He had a pass there to Marmoush. And Marmoush asked why has he not played the pass. Thankfully for Semenyo, the offside flag goes up, so it wouldn't have counted. It did always... The pass originally should have come in there. It never came in. It was offside, so it wouldn't have counted. A good ball through that from Rodri. He's off balance there, Semenyo. Needs to drill that low and hard. He doesn't. Anyway, as I mentioned before, Man City just need to try and take the sting out of the game, and they've done a good job of that. The early pressure of Leeds now, they're just slowly starting to not press as much, and they're just slowly dropping a bit deeper. So City now starting to get the ball more in midfield. Leeds will just wait for the counter-attack now. So City have done a good job of just navigating that high press. The chants and the stadium starts to quieten down a little bit, and you can start to grow into the game a bit more. So I think that's been a well managed 10 minutes or so. Other than that early opportunity for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I don't think VAR would have ruled that out for a foul on Guehi in the build-up. So I'm thankful that he did miss, because I think that goal would have counted. Whether I agree with it or not doesn't really matter. It's not up to me. I'm not in charge. Referee saw it, didn't give a free kick. So there we go. I will be at Wembley for the Carabao Cup. Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a real good game. I'll be at St James's Park as well next week for the FA Cup game. I'm looking forward to that. I'm happy I can start getting some tickets for games and getting to go to matches. It's good to get to games if you're available and you can afford to do so. Football's not a cheap hobby, so I can't afford to do it all the time, unfortunately. But when I can go, I will go. And I can go for Newcastle. I'll be there next week. I can get to the cup final. I'm delighted for, looking forward to that. And hopefully we can do a job on Arsenal. Couple of big games. Is Rayan Cherki through the first 10 minutes here then. At Elland Road, 0-0 between Leeds United and Manchester City. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up if you are enjoying the live stream. Just 12 likes away from 50. And do subscribe to my channel as well. It is free to subscribe. In Lanzarote, sunning it up, watching in a pub instead. Why not? Enjoying yourself. It'll be warm, I imagine. In Lanzarote, in middle towards the end of March, I imagine. Probably looking north of 70 degrees every day. Very little rain. Very nice. Have a great time. Here's Rodri. Gives the ball to Ruben Dias. Needs to take his man on there, Matheus Nunes. He does. Manages to get his ball across. Not the best of balled across, but does give Man City a throw-in. Do you know what I'd like to see him? We've not really seen it yet. Long throws. Antoine Semenyo's got a good long throw on him. Just chuck that one out there. Why not? More and more teams are throwing long throws, and they can cause problems. Obviously, ideally, I'd want 6'4" Erling Haaland in there, but you just wouldn't expect Man City to do long throws. But Antoine Semenyo is capable of doing long throws. He did them with Bournemouth and did them very successfully too. 23 to 25 degrees. Nice. Nearly 80 degrees. Never mind 70. Is Rayan Ait-Nouri. Gives the ball to Bernardo Silva. Back to Ait-Nouri now. Got the support of Rayan Cherki. Not many options for him. He's got to go backwards. Gives the ball to Marc Guehi. Playing a lot of minutes, Marc Guehi. Imagine Marc Guehi, if he can keep himself injury-free between now and the end of the season. Not only would you expect that to keep Marc Guehi in the England squad, probably going to solidify, if he can keep himself injury-free, a starting spot with England for the World Cup in North America as well. Right, referee's just wanted to stop play, so Man City have gone over for a little drinks break. I don't know who's gone down. Oh, it's for Ramadan, there you go. Allowing players to briefly, Players been paused briefly to allow players to have a drink during Ramadan. There you go. Have they always done that? Man City players seemed happy to have a little break, a little get together, a little huddle and a drink. Right. Play will resume. Again, back to my stop the clock. I'm campaigning for it. I want the clock stopping. Stop the time wasting. Is Guehi then to Rodri. Plays a pass to Ait-Nouri. Overlap comes in from O'Reilly. He doesn't use it. not got too much support. Marmoush having to drop a bit deeper. Here's Rodri. Gives the ball to Rayan Cherki. Some options here on the right-hand side. Ruben Dias, one of them. Matheus Nunes, the other. Nunes does get the ball now. As the ball comes across from City, it's not very good. And goes out of play. Andy, thank you for tuning in. Do hope you're well. They won't ever stop the clock. They'll just continue for the referee's discretion to add time on. But I find it baffling. They're introducing so many measures to stop cheating, to stop things happening, etc., etc. And clock, stop it all. As that goes out of play for a goal kick. Stach not happy there, wanted a free kick. And Nunes does step on the back of his heel there, so I can see why he's unhappy he's not got a free kick. I thought that should have been a free kick for Leeds. That should be a throw-in for Leeds. It is a throw-in for Leeds that has been given away by Diaz. So some defending here for City. Is Leeds United going to take a chance to do a long throw? It looks like they are. So there you go, see. Long throw-ins coming in. Gets launched in and straight into the hands of Donnarumma. Easy peasy. It is what makes football boring. All the rule changes. It puts a lot of people off. All the silly rules that they're introducing into things. Just makes it a bit daft, a bit silly. It gets hard to keep up with. Don't get me started on the handball rulings that, it changes season upon season about what's handball, what's not handball. Different competitions have different rulings in place. It's all just a bit bizarre. I watch quite a lot of English Football League that doesn't have VAR and stuff involved. You get controversial decisions, strange decisions, rubbish decisions, but it's a bit like football of old where it's just a referee. It's up to the discretion of the referee, and that's, the referee's job to do them things. That's pretty much for what it should come down to. Another long ball over the top here. Calvert-Lewin could be in. He's got to try and get it under control. He's waiting for a bit of support. He's tight in the angle and his shot goes across goal there. Unlucky from Calvert-Lewin. So he did well there just to narrow all and the angles down there. The angle was always against Calvert-Lewin. It was quality from Calvert-Lewin. Good hold-up play. Would have counted because he was onside. Marc Guehi struggled for pace. So you see, that's the advantage you'd have if you had Abdukodir Khusanov on, which, as Jessica mentioned, I find it bizarre. I'd have started Abdukodir Khusanov. I think Leeds' best opportunity is getting Calvert-Lewin involved as much in the game. He's a very physical striker, but he's not a couch potato. He's a quick player. Quicker than Ruben Dias and quicker than Marc Guehi. So have a quick defender. It means that Calvert-Lewin at all times would have to always turn and play a pass rather than a shot. And he were unlucky there. It was good work from Calvert-Lewin. Oh, I think he went off there for a minute. I don't know why. Ball comes across here from Leeds. Leeds again just getting up ahead of steam. Worked well. Shot comes in and a good save from Donnarumma. A good save. I mean, Daniel Farke came out and had an interesting comment saying Erling Haaland's the best striker in the world. And the only other player he's got that could really be compared with Calvert-Lewin, with Erling Haaland is Calvert-Lewin. He says, obviously, he's not as good as what Erling Haaland is, but he's certainly the second best in his opinion. A very similar striker, very physical, very powerful. He's just injury prone because I actually think this is quite a controversial take. Man City, if they're ever looking for a backup striker, and that's what I mean. The crucial term here is backup to Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland obviously will be Man City's main front man. But if you're needing Erling Haaland to have a rest and you want a player who's similar to Erling Haaland, who probably would be happy to sit on the bench and just be needed when called upon, and it'd help with his injury record, someone like Calvert-Lewin would make a lot of sense. Homegrown as well. My only issue I have with Calvert-Lewin is he's very injury prone. Other than that, though, I think he's a quality player. Big danger that City have to be wary of. And City, for me, missing a bit of physical presence up top. We're struggling a little bit with our distribution out from the back because we've just not got them options to go long ball as Leeds United choose to put the high pressure onto Man City. City could really do with just trying to find... They can't find the space. They're struggling to get out. They could really do with just trying to find a free kick or something. That should be a throw-in for Leeds and is. City just struggling when Leeds decide to press and cause problems. At the minute, Leeds United, despite City having more of the ball, it's just been a case of, can Man City's defence hold firm here? Tricky and difficult. Not really found any way to get Rayan Cherki involved. We do have Doku. He's available on the bench, so he's clearly fit enough to do some minutes for today's game. Could be a good option for Man City in the second half, running at some tired Leeds United legs, to be honest. In particular, if it's not working with Marmoush and Semenyo. That's what City need to be wary of. That Leeds scoring first gives Leeds clearly aiming here to have something to defend. That's what we've got to be careful of. We can find the opening goal. It will bring Leeds out to play. If you can find a second goal like Arsenal did, you're in a good position. Not giving ball aways in silly areas like Ait-Nouri just did. A ball comes across and again a big chance there for Leeds. It's excellent defending. City get a goal kick. Looked like a corner. Looked like an excellent bit of defending from Marc Guehi is what that looked like there. Ait-Nouri just working his way into a bit of bother. Really struggling here, City, just to get out. Again, this is where we struggle a little bit with Ederson, with a long ball to help Man City to get out, to beat high press. Normally teams are doing this to us in the second half. Not really seen teams do it to us in the first half. It's a good decision from the referee there. It was a goal kick. As a shot comes in there from Leeds and takes a big deflection, which Donnarumma tries to keep in, and it goes out for a corner. It looked like that deflection came off a Leeds player. Did that deflection come off a Leeds player? Was my eyes just deceiving me then? Again, just more pressure for City to deal with. Opening set piece. It looked like it came off a Leeds player. I don't really get why Donnarumma went to go and get it. Anyway, corner comes in. Headed clear by City. He did hit it against another Leeds player. I'm not seeing things then. Was that? It, for me, definitely looked like it came off a Leeds player, and I thought Donnarumma was just going to let it go, and then when he decided to chase after the ball, I'm like, why? I don't think that's come off a City player. Needless corner given away. Thankfully, City managed to defend it out. Leeds United can't play a good ball in, and goes out to play for a goal kick for Manchester City. So City just haven't got to grips with this game so far. It's been a concerning 22 minutes. We've not created anything. We had one chance that was offside, so we've not created anything. Long ball go to Semenyo, can't get hold of the ball and Leeds just win it back. It's good from Semenyo. Here's City then. Can they find an opportunity to get something forward and get that ball forward right? Here's Rodri. Gives the ball to Bernardo. Again, just nothing on him. And this Leeds United midfield four that are deciding all to attack because they know they've always got 5 defenders back. It means that the midfield could just come in and win the ball back. It's just given away needlessly. Man City just haven't got legs here in midfield. Leeds United want a free kick and in the end do get a free kick. Looked like the referee were going to let that go. How good, by the way, Miko leads on the set pieces. City are not amazing. Not going to lie. Bit of a coming together there and a free kick. Needlessly given away again. I hate the amount of free kicks that City give away for needless things there. There's, why is Nunes just getting in a tangle with Goodmanson when he just does not need to do that? Why? Why give Leeds the opportunity now to put a ball into the City penalty area? It's Stach that stood over this, fresh from his quality free kick last week against Aston Villa. City going with the high line here once more. Leeds currently have three players in an offside position. Ball does come in. Header is won, and it's headed down and out for a goal kick harmlessly wide there. But again, going off Man City's defending a set pieces, not great. All onside. So that high line of Man City just did nothing, to be honest. Zilch, nil, poor, is what it was. We invested. We brought James French in. He's meant to be in charge of the set pieces, and it's just we've not been very good on him. It's a good work from Leeds in midfield there. Really good work. There's Marmoush tracking back here for City to try and find any kind of interception. Goodmanson's in the end allowed to get his ball across, and Ait-Nouri can get a foot onto that. He wants a free kick. Does he get a free kick? I haven't really seen much of James French offering that much in these set pieces, mind. I don't feel like we've been, loads better. So, no free kick given. It's going to be a long throw from Leeds instead. So, more defending for Man City to do. Ball gets launched in. Header won by Rodri and headed down. O'Reilly spins away. And that's going to be a corner for Leeds United. So, this is where VAR in the World Cup will be having a look at this to see, is it a corner or is it a goal kick? Has the correct decision been given? Let's have a look. Was it the correct decision? The answer is no, it was not. It should have been a goal kick. It came off Rondon. So there we go. So, in the World Cup, this wouldn't be a matter now. We won't have a set piece to defend. As it is, we do. Stach to take. Corner comes in. City win the header. Shot comes in. It doesn't get it right, and City can get that one cleared once more. Another header comes in. Ruben Dias can find his pass, and Bernardo Silva points... Rodri points to Bernardo where he wants the pass to be, and he receives it. Here's Bernardo once more, under pressure. Got nowhere to go. Manages to find his pass here to Ruben Dias. He has to turn under pressure again, and he's just going to launch this one long, which Semenyo will pick up, and he will get a free kick, and that'll take all the pressure off Manchester City. What do I think about Man City's annual Champions League derby against Madrid? It's just a regular fixture, isn't it, really? It's going to be our second and third time playing Real Madrid this year. I don't know about you guys. I'm a bit bored. I like playing Real Madrid. Always fun games. But it's just there's lots of teams that we can face, and it just always seems to be Real Madrid. But have we had a Champions League campaign unless we've faced Real Madrid in a knockout stage? Everything on the line over two legs? I don't think so. So if you're going to have the game, you may as well get it done early, and, rather than quarters and semi-finals, may as well just have a last 16, because if we go through, I think that'll give City a lot of confidence ahead of games against Bayern Munich and PSG potentially. And if we go out, if we can win these 3 Premier League games, it becomes very simple for Man City. No fixture pile-up, no schedule problems. We'll always be playing, always getting Arsenal under pressure if we can win our games, and there's no real distractions. So, for me, a bit of a win-win draw for City. I do look at the other half of the draw, and I think anyone that's in the other half of the draw will be rubbing their hands. Everyone's talking about Arsenal, but I think Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Spurs, Newcastle, they'll all be rubbing their hands at it. They've got to be. City never get things straightforward. But it's what makes the Champions League exciting. Do I sit here getting excited over a last 16 game against, a Sporting CP or Bodo Glimt? I'd be excited, but I wouldn't be thrilled, whereas, playing Real Madrid, the biggest, most successful team in Champions League history, has a certain appeal about it. Playing Bayern Munich with the return of Vincent Kompany, it has an appeal about it. Taking on current Champions League winners, PSG in a semi-final. It has an appeal about it. They're the games everyone wants to watch. So, that's one of them things. You know, if it's semi-final, it's, you know, Arsenal against, I don't know, Atletico Madrid or Man City against PSG. From, you know, whole eyes from around the world, they'll be more excited for the Man City PSG game. They think that's going to be the closer matchup. You don't want mismatches. That's what makes, you know, ties and games boring. Is Ait-Nouri just can't find a deflection to get a corner. So Man City can't get the first corner of the game. And goal kick for Leeds United. As Borussia Dortmund, game broadcast live on Sky here in the UK, have taken the lead against Bayern Munich. There we go. Peter don't reckon we're going to win the Champions League. Champions League's a difficult competition to win. Anyway, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes, just 5 likes away from 50. Any help towards that would be great, and do subscribe. Here's Nunes coming forward, wants a free kick, doesn't get a free kick. Leeds United can come forward instead, and it'll be intercepted by Ruben Dias and mopped up by Manchester City, which is good as we hit the 30-minute mark. As I said, City have had more of the ball. Leeds United have been the better team. This is how I'm used to seeing second halves from Man City. Not in the first half. I'm used to seeing this in the second half. So I'm hoping it's going to be roles reversed today, and it's going to be a case that Leeds United start to tire and we get a better grip in the second half and we can make things happen. Here's Marc Guehi. Gives the ball to Gianluigi Donnarumma. Cherki plays a pass to Marc Guehi. Got options across the box to Ruben Dias. He gives the ball to Bernardo Silva now. So you're seeing Matheus Nunes get a little further forward here for Manchester City, and Bernardo Silva almost slotting as a right back, which is bizarre. Here's Rodri. Does have Nunes as that option on the right, and this allows Man City then to come forward because there's 4 forward here. One's Bernardo, who receives the ball. He goes across looking for Semenyo. Ball is whacked clear. Bernardo Silva, can he get this one under control? He gets a kick in the chest, and linesman says throw in rather than free kick for Manchester City. Bit of a heavy one there from Bernardo Silva. But the bigger question here is, does he win the ball when he does the kick here, Goodmanson? So Bernardo just does a nudge into Goodmanson. Not enough to knock him over. Bernardo's trying to be physical there. Let's have a look. He just gets kicked in the side and he doesn't win the ball. So it should have been a free kick, that, for me. Linesman knows that he doesn't win the ball because he gives the throw into Leeds United. So I don't really get how he looks at that and goes, do you know what? Yeah, not a free kick. When he's kicked him in the side. Officiating. Terrible. Peter, you said it, not me. Anyway, Leeds United don't do much, and you know, they get the ball clear up to halfway. Man City will get a throw in, and Leeds United just taking a bit of a breather, decided not to press. So twice Leeds United have decided to do a little bit of pressing on Man City, and City managed to hold both times. Here's Marmoush into the penalty area, can't find his pass, and Leeds are there to mop it up. They'll get it clear, send it long, looking for Calvert-Lewin, over the top of Calvert-Lewin just, and Man City can again just mop that one up. City not made anything happen in the final third so far. Here's Rodri. Can't find his turn. O'Reilly mops that up well for City. Here is Rodri once more. Gives the ball to Ruben Dias now. Not too many options on here for City. Here's Semenyo having to drop deep. Takes a kick in the back. Manages to still keep hold of the ball though. And here's Bernardo Silva on the right now. He's got the overlap coming in from Nunes. He does play it. He squares it across and there's no City players there to tap it in. So good ball across there from Nunes. Ait-Nouri's done well to keep that one in for City. Gives the ball to Rodri, so opportunity not dead yet. He will work this over to the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva now. A little bit more direct in Man City's passing in the last couple of minutes, and it's better. Here's Nunes. Doesn't play his ball across. You've not got Haaland to aim for in the box, so Crosses into the box. Not probably the best idea. You want to work the ball instead. Good low crosses are probably the better option if you want to go for crosses. Here's Ait-Nouri, plays the ball across to the near post, and Man City will get their first corner of the game. So we're just one like away from 50, guys. Any help towards that would be great. Who wants to be the 50th like? And don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new around here. So into the final 11 minutes, plus whatever's to be added on here of the first half. It's been an encouraging 2 or 3 minutes this for City. Question is, can we muster up a shot? Can we muster up an opportunity? Can we do something? Because at the minute, 34 minutes in, we've not done much. Corner, though, for City. O'Reilly's in there. Guehi's in there. Dias is in there. Rodri's in there. Cherki takes. Sends it deep. Headed clear. Only as far as Rodri to Bernardo. Can he get it under control? He can. He'll work it back to Rayan Cherki. He wants to go here on his right foot. Squares it across to Matheus Nunes. He'll just float a ball to Bernardo Silva here on the left. Back to Cherki. City have kept players forward. Is the ball coming in? Here's Cherki. Doesn't want to lose it. We've still got Guehi and O'Reilly and everyone in there. Dias has decided to drop deep because he senses Man City might lose the ball. City should win this back. Heavy touch there from Leeds United as Ait-Nouri nearly got control of that one, and Man City do a good job here of just, again, surrounding Leeds out and winning the ball back and keeping Leeds pinned in. As I said, encouraging this from Man City. First opportunity, really, that City have had to show their threat from an attacking point of view. Here is Rodri. He's got O'Reilly as one option. Plays a 1-2 with him before Rodri will work the ball to Dias here in the centre. This will get worked first time to Matheus Nunes on the right, just on the outside of the Leeds United penalty area. A chance here for Dias to put a ball in. He does put a ball in. Keeper comes to collect it, doesn't collect it, and gets headed clear. No real danger, though. It's a decent header clear. Dias has another opportunity to put a ball into the box. He chooses not to. He might do here. He does. Puts another ball in. Looking for O'Reilly's header. Can't quite find it. Rodri finds... He wanted to have a Rodri rocket effort there, but Calvert-Lewin does well to just ensure that he can't get his shot away. Instead, Rodri, maybe sensibly, just chooses to play the pass instead. Here's Ait-Nouri then to Rayan Cherki. He's got Marc Guehi as an option here. Semenyo just playing off the shoulder of the defender, trying to see if he can receive a ball. Here is Cherki, works the ball to Rodri. Lots of one-touch passing here from Manchester City. Guehi rushed, but manages to find his pass. Here's Cherki then, back to Marc Guehi. It's a dominant spell this from Man City, the best spell we've had of the game so far. Rodri gives the ball to Ruben Dias. He works the ball now to the right-hand side for Bernardo Silva. He's got Matheus Nunes as one option. Cherki is the other. Cherki plays a pass here to Matheus Nunes. A chance for Nunes to maybe put something into the box. He doesn't. He plays his pass to Rayan Cherki. Back to Matheus Nunes. There should be a little bit of space here for Ruben Dias. He thought about putting a ball in himself. He just drives forward. Eventually the ball does go in. It's not the best. It is headed clear. Dias, can he win the ball back? The answer is no. Leeds United should be able to get it clear, but it's not very good. And Ait-Nouri keeps hold of possession. This is a 5-minute spell where we've not seen the ball go out. Leeds United can't get out, and Man City can't find a shot. Here is Rayan Cherki then to Bernardo Silva. How's this little spell going to end? Nunes goes with the ball across. Not the best. Does go low, though, which I encourage. I think these low balls are probably the best opportunity that City could have. As we do hit 50 likes, guys. Halfway to 100. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Here's Nunes. Does well. Looks for his pass for Cherki, but Cherki's not on the same wavelength, and Leeds United can get a foot on it, and they can get it clear. Can they find Calvert-Lewin? The answer is no. Dias does well. Along with a combination of him and Rodri, means Guehi can have possession. Here's Ait-Nouri, back to Marc Guehi. And the next wave of the Man City attack begins. Here is Rodri, plays his pass to Ait-Nouri. This is a test of concentration for Leeds United, this one. Here's Rodri. Plays his pass across to Ruben Dias. Plays his pass forward here for Semenyo. Should be able to pick this one up, Semenyo. He does. trying to find something. Here's O'Reilly to Rodri. There's space here for Ait-Nouri, and Rodri can't find his pass. And for a dominant spell, it's Leeds United that are coming forward, making an opportunity happen here. Flag stays down. An opportunity here, and it's a good save from Donnarumma, and eventually it goes out for a goal kick. The flag never came. Of all the effort and all that dominant spell from City, I said, how's it going to end? It's going to end with Man City giving the ball away, and Leeds United nearly score. Would have been offside. Yeah, I thought he was offside. I don't get why the linesman's not flagged that. It didn't look like a close call for me, but here we are. Goal kick given instead. Donnarumma, a good bit of goalkeeping as Marmoush is in and has Man City's first shot. Goes with his left foot. It's a comfortable save for Darlow, and he's just going to roll this one out. Where's Leeds United's options? It's not a very good option. It's a bad pass, and here's another wave of a Man City attack. It's two bad linesmen. Getting the wrong decisions. Bernardo, overlap comes in from Nunes. Nunes plays a ball across O'Reilly. Oh, I thought that was it. Best opportunity of the game so far, and O'Reilly can't get his shot away, and it's a corner. A corner for Manchester City. A real opportunity that for Nico O'Reilly. Finally, Man City gets something right in the final third there. It's Nunes with a great ball. It's a towering header from O'Reilly. It's straight at the keeper. He should score. He should score. Everything done right there by Manchester City. Everything done right. And Leeds United's hard work in the first 40 minutes nearly undone there with a quality ball in from Matheus Nunes. Beautifully read by Nico O'Reilly. He just can't find it past the keeper, and keeper makes a good save. Corner then. Cherki takes. Looks for the near post. Headed clear. Not the best of balls in that from Rayan Cherki. Cherki goes down under a challenge, and Jayden Bogle not happy. Felt like he'd been fouled, but there we go. Nunes has been a big threat. He's playing in a more attacking role than what you normally see from him. So he's getting more license to get forward. So caused some problems in the last 10 minutes or so for Leeds United. It's been a good spell for Man City. Can they make something happen? Can they find that goal? That all-important opening goal. Bernardo Silva, captain for City, stood over this. Going to put a ball into the box. Guehi's in there. O'Reilly's in there. Dias is in there. Marmoush, Semenyo, Rodri and Cherki interested on the edge of the penalty area. Headed clear, so it is Cherki and Rodri that will mop that up for City. Here's Bernardo Silva. Gives the ball to Ait-Nouri. O'Reilly's pointing to where he wants it. It's well skipped past by Ait-Nouri. Plays a ball into... Oh, it's beautiful wish from City, and Marmoush just couldn't get on the end of it. It's good defending. Desperate defending from Leeds, but good defending. Real good defending. Great that from O'Reilly. Beautiful from O'Reilly, and it's really good defending that from Leeds. Really good defending. This has now become a very entertaining game. These last 5 minutes or so, it has been open. It has been end-to-end. It has been teams looking to create, looking to make things happen. Can we find the opening goal is the question before half-time. Right before half-time is a really good time to score as well. Also a bad time for us to concede, so... What's going to happen? I don't know. Offside flag goes up against Antoine Semenyo. Camera pans on John Stones, Tijjani Reijnders, Phil Foden, Abdukodir Khusanov on the bench for Man City. Players that could be called upon in the second half. Savinho, Nico Gonzalez, Jeremy Doku would be an option. Nathan Ake's on there. Quality options from the bench for Man City. Is Leeds United then managing to get players forward. As one of the coaches, that's a good chest down there from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but Man City can defend that one, and is Gianluigi Donnarumma Bring them all on. I wonder how long it'll be before Man City do go to the bench. Doku's pace obviously would be a huge bonus for City. I fancy it'd be the likes of Reijnders and Foden that you'd also see. Fresh legs in midfield. It's not easy in midfield. So, they'd be options. Might be the return of Savinho. I don't really see what Savinho would be able to do here, but we'll see. Here's Cherki then. Just 1 minute to go to half time. Oh, it's added time anyway. Don't think there'll be that long added on. Only had the Ramadan little break. Other than that, not really seen too many stoppages. I reckon maybe 2-3 minutes will be added on. Enough time to create a couple of chances, though, of course. Here's Marc Guehi to Cherki inside the Leeds half. Nothing on for Cherki, so he's just got to go back to Ruben Dias. He'll work this to the dangerous Matheus Nunes. On the right-hand side, he'll play his pass back to Dias. Here's Rodri. Lots of one-touch go here from Man City. O'Reilly, one-touch, go. Ait-Nouri, one-touch, go. Marmoush just goes first time. Ait-Nouri takes 2 touches and gets into the box, and then he plays a ball across and can't find anyone. And Marmoush stepping on the ball. There's too many bodies in there. Rodri, thought he might have fancied a Rodri rocket, but he doesn't. Here's Guehi, plays a pass now to Matheus Nunes. So we're into added time then. What's it going to be? It's 2 minutes. Chance for a couple of chances still in this first half. It's been a first 30 minutes not very good from Man City. Since around the 30-minute mark for the last parts of this first half, it's been much better from City. I felt Rodri's been in a position to have hit it a couple of times. The Rodri rockets. We're not seeing it. He seemed a bit reluctant to put his foot through some shots. It did sit nicely for him to put his foot through it and chose to pass. It sat nicely for him a couple of minutes ago too, and I said, Rodri, was he going to have an effort? Was he going to have a Rodri rocket? And he didn't. He's had a couple of chances to have put his laces through it. And he's a beautiful striker of the football, Rodri. You don't want to be giving Rodri the ball on the, around 18, 20 yards out. He's lethal in them positions. Here's Rodri. So a beautiful crossfield pass to Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes has been one of the best players on the pitch. City have eaten away 1 minute onto the clock. Still got another 50 seconds or so about them to do know about it. Still got another 40 seconds left of the first half. Time running out. It's a poor ball given away there by Rodri. Mopped up well by Nico O'Reilly. Man City will keep the ball. Leeds wanted a free kick. Leeds United aren't getting a free kick. Man City are going to come forward with what you would expect to be the final opportunity then of this first half. Can Man City count? This is the time where there's a good time to score a goal. Changes the team talk. Cherki, good pass. Ait-Nouri, space, squared across. It's a beautiful time to score a goal, guys. It's Antoine Semenyo. Reads it perfectly from that beautiful, crisp ball played by Rayan Ait-Nouri, and Manchester City find the opening goal right on the 47th minute, and City lead here by 1-0. A little guitar celebration as well from Semenyo. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Won't change the score, of course, until we've had it confirmed that it is a goal. Well read that by Cherki. Semenyo does everything right. He just slides in for the tap-in. Striker's finish. It's a striker's finish, that. No Haaland, no problem. Right place, right time. Easy peasy. 1-0. City lead here. And it does change Daniel Farke's team talk. What a time to score. The all-important opening goal. All-important opening goal. Come on. So far, so good. Ball gets launched forward, and you'd think that's going to be the last action of the first half, and it is. There we go then, guys. Half time. City lead here by 1-0. Semenyo, 47th minute, finding the goal for Manchester City. And near enough the last kick of the first half, it's Manchester City that lead by a goal to nil. Do get your thoughts, guys, in the chat if City are going to be making some changes going into the second half. I don't think it's been Man City's best performance at all. It's been much better than final 15 minutes of the half, but first 30 minutes, not fantastic. City weathered the storm, found the opening goal. Question is, how do we go about building on that? And if we're going to be making some changes into the second half with tired legs and plenty of games coming up over the coming weeks, what are them changes going to be? As I said, I reckon it'll be midfield. It'll be the likes of Reijnders and Foden that you'll be seeing, but I might be wrong. I'm just on Ribena. It's a real boring Saturday early evening, late afternoon drink, but we want to, well, it's nice and refreshing, so I thought I'd go for that for today's drink. So yeah, they're my thoughts. I thought it's been a great first half from City. I'm delighted that we found the opening goal in the game. It's a very well-read goal by both Rayan Ait-Nouri and Antoine Semenyo, but it's the through ball from Cherki as well, just scintillating from Manchester City, real scintillating. So just having a look at the stats for today's game. Man City, 3 shots on target. Leeds United with 2, 26% possession for them, 116 passes, 77% pass completion rate. For Manchester City, 3 shots, 3 on target, 74% possession, 1 goal, 369 passes, a pass accuracy at 95% by Manchester City. It's just when Leeds United have come forward and pressed and forced the issue with Manchester City, City have struggled a little bit. And I think it's them little pockets, them little bursts of energy that Leeds United will be really looking towards. And, I'm looking towards the start of this second half, these first 10, 15 minutes. I think they're absolutely crucial to deciding what happens in this game. And I think if City can hold firm through them 15 minutes is when you're going to see Leeds United dip into the bench, the likes of Lukas Nmecha and Dan James coming on to see if they can make an impact. But Leeds United will be forced to come out to play, push players forward, have them extra options, and then it'll just be a case of, can Man City find a way to pick Leeds United off, and can we go on to score the next goal, that all-important second goal, that 2-goal cushion that gives Man City a nice bit of grace here against Leeds United. But not going to get too carried away because we're not in that position, and we have been 2-0 up against Leeds earlier this season, and we blew that, and we needed a late winner to come on. So I think for me, the best approach for Man City is just to go down the careful navigation of this game, which is easier said than done in the situation, but we've worked hard in them final 15 minutes of the first half to ensure we get the opening goal. And now the question is, it's pressure onto Leeds. What are Leeds United going to do in response? Because Man City now know, and this is the importance of that opening goal, that if we keep a clean sheet today, we will win this game thanks to Antoine Semenyo scoring that goal. Jessica saying Nico G for Rodri, Khusanov for Dias, maybe Reijnders for Bernardo would be her subs. Nico G, potentially, yeah, if Man City's looking for a little more fresh legs and aggression in midfield. I'm looking towards the Bernardo shout. I think is a really good one because Bernardo Silva currently very important for Man City, club captain of course as well. He's on 8 yellow cards, and obviously he picks up a yellow card, a couple more yellow cards. He'll face a 2-match suspension because it'll be 10 yellow cards in the season. That equals a 2-match suspension, which potentially sees him out of Man City's game against Arsenal. So what we want to do is try and avoid that situation, and the way that you avoid that situation is, if it gets to 60, 65 minutes, things are going well, and he's not on a yellow card, take him off. And then that's a game closer to that situation of a suspension not being there for the Arsenal game. We've still got plenty of Premier League games still to be played between now and Arsenal, so I think it's just important that Bernardo Silva starts to protect himself a bit more, and of course not giving away silly yellow cards when he just doesn't need to do so. Bond, thank you for tuning in. It was a great goal for Semenyo. It was a well-worked team goal from Manchester City, in my opinion. So, they're my thoughts, guys. Do let me know your thoughts in the chat. That would be much appreciated, of what you made of Man City's opening half against Leeds United. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. We're now 45 likes away from that. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. And as I said, get your halftime thoughts in the live chat as well. So I do have some halftime entertainment for you guys to enjoy. It is brought to you by my partner channel, Mixid. Links and details there in the description. Do go and check him out. This is Mixid trying the oldest Pilsner in the world. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, or if you're Peter, head to the bathroom, do your business, and I'll see you ready for the second half.
What's going on, guys? Mixid here, back again for another review video. And today's review, guys, what we're going to be doing is the world's oldest Pilsner. It dates back to 1842, and if you like your Pilsner or your beer, you know what this is. So it's none other than the Pilsner Urquell, the original Pilsner that started it all off, the first ever light coloured lager. And it gets its name from the place where it's brewed, Plzeň, or Pilsen, which is where the name comes from, and it started this journey it started its journey 181 years ago, right in the nation of Czech Republic itself, or Czech as it's now called. But I cannot wait to try this. It's quite an honour to try the world's oldest Pilsner. So what I'm going to do now is tell you the history of the Pilsner Urquell, where this journey all started from. So the story behind the Pilsner Urquell, it's run by Joseph Groll in 1842, who started the brewery, and that's what the company's still looking for, say it was still using the original way, it's brewed the original way, so that's the marketing ploy. And it became a hit in 1842, it never looked back, it's something new, and it's absolutely got praise for what was a multi bittersweet taste, and an extraordinary, very clear, pale golden colour as the first of its kind at the time. You can imagine how innovating that was in the Industrial Revolution in Europe. So if you know anything about Czechia, because they love their tankards, especially the clear tankards. If you ever go to Prague or anywhere in Czechia, of the clear tankards are fantastic. Like, that's how they do their pours as well. Because if you've watched our video in Prague, you know what I'm talking about. And it looked beautiful, and it got a very good reputation at the time, as it became a massive hit straight away. So with the Pilsner beer, it spread like wildfire when it first emerged, and it became a massive export for the city of Pilsen, as it transported to Germany by the River Elbe, and throughout all of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire at the time. As you can imagine, spreading throughout Germany and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which was pretty big at the time, which included Romania and all that, and Hungary with it. So there's most of Central Europe as well, that included the empire at the time. Of course, about 1874, it even reached America, introducing the lager brewing there for the first time as well. So with the Pilsner Urquell, it's fermented in the Bavarian way, as they used the oak vessels for 70 days until the 1990s, which they changed it when the communist government was removed from power. So after the communist government was removed in the 1990s, the free market demanded faster fermentation process, so the fermentation method was moved to stainless steel vessels, so they changed the technique, with the process taking only 35 days instead of 70 days. So those brewing methods have changed throughout the years, especially in the last 30 years. Its popularity has not been lost, especially with Pilsner Urquell, which continues to be the best-selling beer in the Czech Republic, or Czechia, even after all these centuries, 181 years later, as it started the revolution of the Pilsner. And that is where the birthplace of Pilsner starts from. So that's a fun fact for you. So with the Pilsner Urquell, I got this from Prague itself. What we're going to do is do a taste test on it. So it's 500ml. And we'll see what this bad boy tastes like. If you look at the top of the can, it even says Plzeň on it. Because if I had a clear Czech tankard, I'd put it in there. But instead we're going British here and serving it in a British pint glass. Which is of course where you can see this Wrexham Lager, which I bought off Wrexham Lager. Again, another decent beer. They also make Pilsner. But this one is all about the granddaddy of Pilsner. So how does it taste? The Pilsner Urquell. And if you look, that is what that's what they talk about with the Pilsner, how light coloured it is. Because back in the day, it's a lot darker with the fermentation process, and when this came along, it was a game changer. But that is very, very hoppy. Because it's certainly... One thing I will say about Czech is they've got very hoppy beer, very malty, very bittersweet, but I like it. And the pour that I did then was a Haradinka, which is 25% foam top. So that's a little fun fact for you as well. But if you love Pilsner, you'll love this just for the history alone, as I will be keeping a can as well, just for a memento. But that is absolutely beautiful. I think as a Pilsner, it just... Because it's the original one, you can't beat that at all. Because it's still a very hoppy, nice and malty. So with the Pilsner Urquell, it's certainly the granddaddy of Pilsners. And I can see why it's still the top selling beer in Czech Republic. It is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it's very bittersweet, malty and hoppy. But that's just what you want from a Pilsner. It's beautiful. Solid 9 out of 10. Or if you want the history of it, just to have that in your collection, the original Pilsner itself, 10 out of 10. And I think it cost me €6, I think, for 4 cans, if I remember. So it's not too badly priced, truthfully. So if you want to get a hold of it, I would recommend it. But that, guys, is the Pilsner Urquell. If you've ever had this if you've ever had the original first Pilsner in the world, do let me know in the comments below on what do you guys think of the original Pilsner. Because I certainly love it and I certainly recommend it. But I've been Mixed. This has been the Pilsner Urquell review. Do let me know in the comments below what do you think of this. And if you are new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe to Mixed Arts. We are very nearly close to 2.1k. So thank you very much. And I will see you guys back on the cocktails for the very next video. Cheers.
And a big thank you to Mixed for providing today's halftime entertainment. Do go and check them out. Links and details, they are in the description. So, I'm early for once. Just waiting for the second half to get underway. When that's going to be, should be soon. Should be in the next minute or so. For a big second half list for Manchester City. Need the win, need the 3 points. Leeds United have played a good game. They've had chances, they've not taken their chances. Man City haven't done all that much, but have managed to find the opening goal of today's game. And hopefully Manchester City can make that one count. It was a header that undid Bayern Munich in their game against Borussia Dortmund. Still ready and waiting for the start of the second half. Man City, as it stands, going 2 points behind Arsenal. +3 goal difference behind Arsenal. And obviously Arsenal's got their game tomorrow where they're taking on Chelsea. And Manchester City have their game in hand at some point against Crystal Palace at home. And City still have Arsenal to play as well, which means everything very much still in Manchester City's hands. But we do need to win this game as we hit 60 likes now. So just 40 away from 100, guys. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you for tuning in as well. 1 second. Yeah. Oh, as you can tell, I forgot to get my Ribena topped up and mixed into half-time entertainment was near enough at an end, and I was like, no, I'm going to have a drink ready for the second half. So I asked Mrs. JSG, see if she can quickly make me a drink, and she did. Big shout out, Mrs. JSGC, keeping JSGC hydrated ahead of today's live stream watch-along, ready for this big second half coming up between Leeds United and Manchester City. I do welcome, thank you for tuning in. I've been impressed with Man City so far. So we've been poor. Weren't the best 30 minutes. Better in the last 15. Expect Leeds United to fly out the blocks. Not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. Peter? Boring. I'm on Ribena. Right. Nearly ready and waiting for this second half to get underway. Cherki giving some instructions there to Antoine Semenyo about things that he wants to do and get underway. Cherki is going to get us underway for this match for the second half. City attacking from left to right. Leeds United attacking from right to left. Leeds United playing in all white. No changes for them at half-time. And Man City playing in all black like the New Zealand rugby team. Attacking left to right. No changes for City either at half-time. And what I'm going to say is a good time for Man City to score was at the end of the first half to change the team talk. And it's a great time for Man City to find a second right at the start of the second half, because it undoes all the team talk that Leeds United will have prepared for at half-time. Peter says I'm on an energy drink. Looking for the energy boost. Which energy drink are you on? Monster's very popular at the minute. Some people like a good old traditional Red Bull. Lots of other brands of energy drinks as well. How do Leeds is a tough place to come to and try and win at. Not easy at all. We've got to play a good game, a real good game. Lucozade, there we go. Is it Lucozade Original? Lucozade Orange? Is it a raspberry flavour, Lucozade? Could be given away there, and City nearly do get the ball, and in the end Leeds United do keep hold of it, and free kick given against Cherki. A cherry Lucozade, nice, enjoy. Imagine your drink will be of similar colour to what mine is. Man City then with their ahead at half-time stats. 18 times City have led at half-time. 13 times we've gone on to win. 4 times with a draw. And we've led at half-time and lost just once this season. Arsenal will be hoping that it'll be one of them cases of Man City leading at half-time and go on to drop some points, as Rodri looked like he had committed a foul, and referee's going to come back and say that it was a foul for the original one, not the second one on Goodmanson. From Rodders, a little coming together, keeps hold of it, goes a second time. Not much in the second one, so he'll pull it back. A chance here for Leeds, though, to put something into the box, so some defending for City to do. Ruben Dias organising the defensive line. Dias managed to do more than 45 minutes today. He did just 45 minutes before he came off a Khusanov last week against Newcastle United. And Khusanov, very important for City last week, as a ball comes in. Dias does win the header. Leeds United just couldn't quite get it to sit, and ball still ping-ponging around, but in the end it just falls nicely to Donnarumma, who's going to get things back underway here for Man City very quickly. Here is Nico O'Reilly. Overlaps coming in from Ait-Nouri, and luckily finds Ait-Nouri through a deflection. Ait-Nouri does well to keep hold of the ball, and he does well to find his pass. That's good play that from Ait-Nouri, Cherki and O'Reilly. O'Reilly puts one across, as nobody there. In the end, Nunes will pick it up. Here's Bernardo Silva. He's got the run of Cherki, but the pass doesn't come. Here is Rodri now. Bit of space here for City on the left-hand side with Ait-Nouri. Leeds United very narrow. Very narrow. City having a lot of success out wide because of how narrow Leeds are. Here's Bernardo then to Nunes. Chips one up looking for Bernardo, but intercepted well. Rodri will intercept back for City. Dias on the stretch, and it's a poor pass. And City could do with just getting some bodies back here. Marmoush leading the charge of trying to get some players back here. At the minute, it's a 3-on-3. It's a good ball across here. Calvert-Lewin's got it under control, and it's Excellent defending from Matheus Nunes. Look at the passion shown there from Donnarumma to show his appreciation on Matheus Nunes. Calvert-Lewin just couldn't get that ball to sit right for him there. I was wondering if Calvert-Lewin was just going to turn Nunes at the right time. If he does, he's got a tap in if he could do that. But he decides to go first time, and Nunes does get back and makes a very important block there for Manchester City. Pace of Nunes really important there for City, and Nunes got some more defending sitting on the near front post for City now as Stach's gone over to take this corner. Corner comes in, doesn't beat the man at the near post, which just so happens to be Matheus Nunes. I said Matheus Nunes has been one of Man City's best players in the first half, and he's continuing that theme into the second half. Leeds United now going to take their opportunity to do a long throw. Ampadu has come over to take. So this is going to get launched into the box. Leaning back, going to look to get some momentum, and he's going to launch this one in towards the near post. A bit of grappling going on. Referee says play on as a shot comes in, and in the end, Goodmanson too much on top of that, and it just goes sailing into the crowd. No danger to Donnarumma's goal, and clean sheet stays intact. We'll see off the first 5 minutes here of the second half, and it remains 1-0. Into the 51st minute. City going to go long here. I don't know who they were going long to. It weren't very good. It's just given away. Leeds United go long ball as well. It's a good ball across. There's a second ball on the pitch. Man City not happy that there's a second ball. Referee says play on and tells Diaz boot it off the pitch. And Man City oblige and play can continue. I don't know how a second ball's ended up on the pitch. Here's Guehi. Options to his left. He's being pressed. He's not got many options on. Under pressure from Stach. Here is Ait-Nouri. And Ait-Nouri does very well to get Man City a throw in there. Very well. Guehi says, look, I didn't have many options on there. A little gap there between defence and midfield caused some problems. Here's Ait-Nouri. Launches a ball forward. Not a very good ball forward. It just goes straight out of play for a throw-in to Leeds United. Man City just choosing to get everybody back behind the ball, defending properly, knowing that if they can defend this out, they will be able to pick up a big 3 points. But as we saw last week against Newcastle, it was always a bit of a battle under pressure when you've got a slender 1-goal advantage. One mistake, one person just not paying proper attention in the incorrect time, and all your hard work can be undone. So you always want that guarantee of a 2-goal cushion. Gives you that bit of leeway, allows you to relax. Thought Cherki might have gone with a through ball to Semenyo, but maybe he looked up and thought Semenyo was offside, that he chose not to play a penetrating ball through. Here is Bernardo Silva. It's a good ball to Nunes. There's options in the box. Goes to Marmoush, who gets on the end of it, but can't get it on target. Marmoush has a smile on his face. He knows what he was looking for, just couldn't divert it to a shot on target and a potential 2-goal cushion there for City. Right work from City, just not quite the execution to get it on target. Right idea. And obviously we'll look to go again. 53rd minute, City leading by a 1-0. 37 likes, guys, away from 100. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well if you are new around here. Long ball sent forward. Semenyo wins the header. Semenyo mops that up, does well. Goodmanson, I think he's had a good game for Leeds. Guehi just can't get on the end of that one. Nearly finds his tackle. Nunes might be able to get this one clear. Looks for Marmoush, but it's good defending again from Leeds. You wouldn't think, watching Leeds play, that they're in 15th place, has been really in form. It's why they've managed to start to give themselves a bit of daylight between the relegation zone. Surely Calvert-Lewin's offside there. Yeah, an offside flag does eventually go up. A little miles off. I'd have been furious if that flag didn't go up there and they were just going to let it play on and let VAR decide there. He's a good... What is he? A yard? 2 yards offside? To be fair to the linesman, the flag does go up quite early and stops that. Here's Rodri. Gives the ball to Guehi. Here's O'Reilly now. To Ait-Nouri. Gives the ball back to Guehi. Surprised Leeds haven't pressed Man City more. Probably just happy, with it being at 1-0. Always still in the game. One chance, one opportunity, goal and boom, they come away with a point. Which I'm sure Leeds United before the game, if you used to say you maintain your unbeaten record and you end up picking up a point, they'd say, that's a big improvement on when they took on Arsenal a few weeks ago. As that takes a slight deflection from Leeds United player. No, giving a throw into Leeds United. Looked like it came off the Leeds man anyway. Doesn't matter. Leeds United have worked it backwards, all the way back to their own goalkeeper. Going to be hoofed forward. Goodmanson's unchallenged with his header. Not the best of headers. Diaz just nods it down, gives it to Nunes, and Man City will get this ball back under control. Here's Rodri then. Rodri dictated a lot of what happens in midfield and showing again just how important Rodri is to Manchester City. I suspect he's probably going to get rotated. There'll be a fair bit of rotation, I think, for our game against Nottingham Forest midweek. I reckon you're probably going to see, maybe 4 or 5 changes. And I'd say anyone that's not rotated for that game should probably be rotated for the cup game against Newcastle, because I think it'll be a strong team that goes out against Newcastle. It's got to be a strong team. We'll be taking it seriously. It's 5th round of the FA Cup. Away from home as well. Not going to be easy. It's going to need a very strong team. So I reckon there'll be some rotation in place for the next couple of games. It means all players then have all had a little bit of rest ahead of what's going to be a very busy period towards the end. It's a slightly heavy pass, which Nunes won't be able to keep in. Yeah, it's going to be a busy end to March for Manchester City. A couple of games against Real Madrid, match against West Ham, Carabao Cup final as well. So lots for Man City to think about. Goodmanson then with the free kick. FSG, it's understandable, gets him back up into routine. It's just, I imagine that, Cherki there doesn't need to do that. I'm surprised he's not gone in the book for it. He might still go in the book, to be fair. I get it, I understand it. I think the issue for me ends up being more towards, he's probably going to be playing 4 games. Imagine Rodri's going to play 2 against Real Madrid, against West Ham and against Arsenal. So 4 games in the space of, 14 days or so is not ideal. So if you can have his legs fresh and ready, then that would be good. Rodri might end up starting against Forest, to be fair. It might be the game against Newcastle that he gets rotated, that he doesn't play in or start him. Do expect a bit of rotation, though, for the Forest game. I expect the rest to be rotated for Newcastle, just so everyone's in tip-top shape and sharpness ahead of 4 massive games over the space of 14 days. A cup final, 2 games against Madrid, and obviously a away game against West Ham. Not going to be easy either. That's an excellent challenge from Ruben Dias. 2 excellent challenges from Ruben Dias. And gets it clear and finds a Man City man. Super play there from Ruben Dias. That's excellent play from Ait-Nouri. Showboating here, Manchester City. Showboating is what's going on. Into the 59th minute then. City lead still by 1-0. I was expecting Leeds to fly out of the blocks. It hasn't happened. We're hitting the hour mark, so I can't imagine it's going to be too much longer before you see the likes of Dan James and Lukas Nmecha put onto the pitch. Here's Ruben Dias. Manchester, thanks for tuning in. Do hope you're well. Here's Rodri. He's got some options. Marmoush has dropped deep. He's one of them. Avoids a challenge and avoids it well. Dan James is quick. Man City may want to try and counter that by bringing in Abdukodir Khusanov, potentially. I don't think Dan James has been in great form as to why he's not been starting, as that's a good through ball played by Cherki, looking for Semenyo. There's a coming together shoulder to shoulder, but Leeds United can mop it up. And Semenyo, just take your hands off him. Take your hands off Goodmanson. And puts his foot out and it'll be a free kick. Silly free kick. Silly free kick. He has a knock, Erling Haaland. Expected to be back for the next game, so nothing serious. What do I think of Savio, FSG asks? I think there's a good player there. I just don't think he suits the Premier League. I don't think he suits Man City, and I don't think he suits the Premier League. I don't think a move to Spurs would have been the right move for him. I thought he had things good at Girona in La Liga. I think La Liga is a really good league for him. A slower league, a league that he can obviously get very comfortable in. And had he stayed at Girona, give it another season or two, and I reckon you'd have seen the La Liga giants, Atletico and Real Madrid and Barcelona, come calling for him with how well he was doing. Since he's come to Man City, he's not quite hit the heights that we've been looking for. Through ball comes in from Leeds, good defending there by Ruben Dias, and well mopped up there by Semenyo, protects the ball well, and he'll get a free kick. So I just think Savinho's just looked a bit. He's looked a bit disinterested this year, which I think's been my biggest disappointment. I can forgive, obviously, first season's a bit of an adapting season. Second season's where I'm looking for the player to kick on and show the potential. And I think the potential is there. Obviously, the injury's not helped him. That he's probably wanting a bit more game time and stuff, but. When he does get given his opportunity, and he will get given his opportunity because there will be rotation over the next couple of games, needs to take it. I think that ship sailed for Morgan Gibbs-White. We went with Tijjani Reijnders. I don't see where Gibbs-White fits into Man City, to be honest, unless you see one or two of the Man City midfielders leave who's not expected to leave. He sits more into the attacking part of midfield. You got Cherki, you got Phil Foden, Tijjani Reijnders, more than enough options for me. Throwing them for Man City. Looks like Lukas Nmecha is going to be coming on very soon for Leeds United. I said it won't be long before they dip into the bench once they hit the hour mark. And right on cue, Lukas Nmecha, shirts and shorts on, ready to come onto the pitch. And I don't think it'll be too long before you see Dan James come on either. Here's Ruben Dias for Man City, pushes forward, heavier touch, keeps hold of the ball though, drives forward, plays his pass into Marmoush. Here's Marmoush, has his shot, takes a deflection, it might fall to Dias who wants his shot, and it pings across, and it was a terrible shot from Ruben Dias, so bad that it was nearly a brilliant assist for Omar Marmoush at the back post, but it doesn't work. It didn't work, unfortunately. He was perfectly onside, well read. He'll be disappointed with the contact that he makes there, Omar Marmoush. He just couldn't quite get his effort away. The ball was quite slow. He had more time to think about it there, Marmoush. He has a smile on his face. I'm not too sure Marmoush was onside in the build-up to that, so it might not have counted, but yeah. Elliot Anderson's probably, I think, one of Man City's biggest necessities. We've lacked a bit of physicalness and a bit of, a workaholic runner's legs in midfield, and I think that would be a good option as Cherki manages to knock a ball through there. He wants a free kick, he doesn't get one. He kept his balance there, and Man City could have had a big opportunity as Rayan Cherki goes chasing after the ball and slips rather comically. You could put some comedy music on in the background to that as the ball gets given away by Leeds. You don't want to be giving the ball away to Rodri. I could see United potentially going after Gibbs-White. I could see that happening. Here is Rodgers now. He's got Semenyo as an option just ahead of him. Cherki's another option. Man City just been a bit laissez-faire, but they've not found a way to get that all-important 2-goal cushion, and clock obviously continues to tick here. Here is Bernardo Silva. Gives the ball to his Portuguese teammate Ruben Dias. Here's Rayan Cherki now to Marc Guehi. He's got Nico O'Reilly, his English teammate, further ahead of him. Here's Ait-Nouri now. Gives the ball to Cherki. It's a big call that, Pete. Manchester reckons Arsenal losing to Chelsea. Peter reckons Spurs might... Will Spurs come back in? Will they want to negotiate with Forest again after the fiasco last summer? Maybe. If they do, yeah, you could see him going to Spurs. I'm surprised Newcastle aren't in for him, to be fair. Question is, though, do they really need him? Once they've got good legs with the likes of Ramsey there. And the big midfield three, Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali and Joe Linton. And some hands there. Handbags from Marmoush, and that's going to be a free kick for Leeds. A Villa could be, yeah. He'll end up somewhere. I just don't think it'll be at City. Where's Jesse Lingard at these days? Not heard his name in a while. Right, Aronson comes off, Nmecha comes on. Leeds just changing it up a little bit here. What's Nmecha just chucked on there to... is that Stach? I don't know what he just chucked on to him. Right, City also preparing their first change. Could be Savinho. There you go. That comes on for Man City. I reckon this might be for Cherki. Either him or Bernardo. One of the two. So Man City going to respond with their own change. Surprised not gone with Doku, but I don't know how fit Doku is. Is he fit enough to do 20-odd minutes or so? He's in the Chinese League. That's why I've not heard much of him. How's he got on in the Chinese League? Well intercepted that by Matheus Nunes. Here's Cherki. He's got Semenyo as one option, but can't find him, so he'll just play it back instead. I was in the Japanese League. How's he getting on in Japan? Honestly, not heard his name for a little while. That's why some players choose to leave the Premier League, isn't it? Out the limelight. You can chill out a little bit more without always being under pressure. Kushik, thanks for tuning in. My opinion on ice. Ice is in the ones that have been doing havoc in America, or ice in your drink, or which ice are we on about? Oh, that's a good ball. There's Nunes. Is there anyone there on the edge of the penalty area? Oh, that's not a bad hit from Ait-Nouri. On his right foot, he has a shot, and keeper rooted, ends up going wide instead. It's a good pullback. I don't know why there was nobody on the edge of the penalty area. And had that been on target, that might have caused some bother. Right, it's going to be Marmoush that comes off for Man City then. There we go. I wonder if maybe this is just Man City wanting to protect Marmoush. In case Haaland's not fit to start. Might be fit to come back into the squad on Wednesday, but might not be fit to start. So City obviously don't want to have no striker. So Marmoush does nearly 70 minutes and you'll bring on Savinho instead. Possibly might be the reason for that change. What can Savinho do? He's got 20 minutes, a little cameo here to impress. And if he can impress in them 20 minutes, he could potentially get himself a start against Forest midweek. Certainly maybe for the cup game against Newcastle. Long ball sent in by Leeds, cleared by Ruben Dias and out for a throw-in. Is this too far for a long throw? It is. Leeds United will take it short instead. Will Ancelotti pick Savinho? Not so sure. Linesman getting a bit of stick there. O'Reilly's gone down. Man City get the decision in their favour. O'Reilly's been very important for Man City. Could do with him staying fit. Needs a bit of treatment here. City saying bring the physios on. That's not a good sign. Is he overstretched? Feeling a bit of discomfort, a bit of pain. Tijjani Reijnders has gone to warm up in response to that. I hope O'Reilly's okay as well. I think O'Reilly's going to be coming off because I think Tijjani Reijnders is getting stripped to come on. He is. So there you go. It's going to be Reijnders that's going to come on very soon for Man City. So obviously serious enough that O'Reilly's going to have to come off. Yeah, this second half's been a bit flat, hasn't it? This will get to squeaky bum time in about 10 minutes' time, though, because you're dealing with not a lot of time that if something goes wrong for City, we don't really have time to put it right. Yeah. Yeah, O'Reilly's going to come off then. He's feeling some discomfort. Physio, as I said, he's going to come off. And Tijjani Reijnders is going to be the man that comes on for Manchester City. So throw in them for City. Not the best of throw-ins from City. Bernardo will whack this one clear. Reijnders looking for... trying to put a challenge in. Sent high again by Bernardo. Again, Reijnders can't really compete as Cherki's got hold of the ball here and he had a yard. He might have a shot here, Cherki. He doesn't. It opened up nicely for him then. I thought he might just put his foot through this, but he doesn't. And play will continue here. It's a heavier pass there from Rodri, but Bernardo does very well to get it under control and find his pass to Matheus Nunes. And Nunes does well just to find Bernardo here as well. I can't see Gabriel leaving Arsenal. He might be more likely to leave if they win the Premier League, that he feels like he's achieved what he's wanted to at Arsenal, but I don't think he will. Here's Semenyo. Semenyo, chance to kill it off, and probably should have killed it off. It's good defending from Strujic there, but Semenyo twisting, turning, almost Raheem Sterling-esque there. I've not seen that in a good while from a Man City attacker there. Just twisting, turning, right foot, left foot shot, very quick, under control, and good defending. Not sure the defender knew anything about it. Semenyo will be disappointed. He'll be disappointed. Right. Corner then for Manchester City. Rayan Cherki getting some abuse from the Leeds crowd there. I'd find it real entertaining if I was a football and that was happening. As a corner comes in, header in, and Guehi. Oh, it's so close. It's a great save from Darlow. Oh, it looked like it was destined for the back of the net. Great save. Cherki has a yard shot blocked. Rodri. He might have his shot. He does, and it's blocked, and it'll spin out a play for a throw into Manchester City. It's a brilliant save, isn't it, Tito? Brilliant save from Darlow. Just looped up. And there's Guehi. Not a lot of power, just directs it towards goal. It's a great one-handed left-hand save from Darlow there. It's a really good save from the keeper. Cracker of a save, in fact. Guehi does nothing wrong there. It's a brilliant header. Exactly where you want that header to be. It forces a David Seaman-esque save from Darlow. Here's Nunes. It is better this from Man City. A couple of fresh legs into the team from the substitute bench, and City look up ahead of steam. Here's Cherki going down, and should be a free kick for Man City. Referee waits to see if there's an advantage. I don't get why the Leeds fans are complaining there. They're waiting to see if there's an advantage. There is no advantage. Gruev's fouled Cherki, and it's as far as it'll go. Ugh. Right, free kick. Kusic. I don't know who Prestiani is, I'm afraid. Dan James is going to be coming on very soon. But for Leeds United, I feel like this is their final roll of the dice. He's the Argentine player who made the racist comments towards Vinicius Jr. Why on earth would I want him at City? No, thank you. Here's Cherki. Not the best of set piece. Get a new set piece coach. That's where the summer investment needs to go. Because it's just not another set piece coach. We've had back-to-back new set-piece coaches. It's not working. Make it 3 consecutive seasons of, in the off-season, getting in a new set-piece coach. We laugh and joke about it, but, set-pieces are a perfect way. It's a bad pass that from Donnarumma, just silly giving away the ball to Leeds United for a throw-in, which potentially could be a long throw launched in, to be honest. Leeds United going to be making a couple of changes here, then. Good grief, both them players are small, are coming on. Noto's coming on. How tall is he? He looks tiny then. "5'7". There you go. And Dan James is going to come on as well. A couple of changes made for Leeds. Just looking for a bit of pace, trying to make something happen. So it's Bogle and Gruev that come off, and Gnotto and Dan James that come on for the final 15 minutes. So it's that Donnarumma pass that means that Leeds United can very cheaply, given away by Man City, a long throw here from Ampadu, which is launched in, headed up by Semenyo and straight into the hands of Donnarumma and referees. Is he giving a free kick or something there? I'm not sure. Yeah, he's given a free kick for Manchester City, which Bernardo's going to take inside the City penalty area. Leeds United then, fresh legs, going to look to try and put the pressure onto City here. Rodri sends it long down the channel, looking for Semenyo, gets it under control. It's not the best of touches from Semenyo, and Man City appealing for something there. Nunes not happy. City were convinced they should have had a free kick. Doesn't really matter, because there was a wayward pass in there, and here's Tijjani Reijnders leading a counter-attack for City. Can he find a bit of space? He can do better. He can eat away at the clock because he gets a free kick. Noto that's just come on, giving the ball away and committing a foul. And again, just seconds continue to tick away at the clock. The issue is here, as I said, you get towards the 80th minute and beyond. Obviously, it's just a slender advantage. It's a 1-goal advantage. Anything can happen. And there's no real time for Man City to do anything about it if it goes wrong. So it's a dangerous game that's being played here by Manchester City. So, guys, we're 35 likes away from 100. Can we have a big push towards that, towards the end of the stream? That would be much appreciated. Any help towards that would be great. And do subscribe as Ait-Nouri, twisting and turning his man. Give the ball to Bernardo. Cross comes in. Easy enough for Leeds to deal with and head it clear. City had 2 at the back post there. It needed more height. Here's Guehi. Plays his pass looking for... that's a good challenge. It's a good interception coming in there from Guehi. He takes a big hit. I'm not sure if Leeds, who's gone down, he's also hurt himself in that as well. But again, just ticks away a little bit here at the clock. Hopefully Guehi is okay here. It's a whopper of a hit, that. Ooh-ah. Guehi gets to the ball first, and then bottom of his studs makes contact with the Leeds man, goes down. He's feeling a lot of pain. He's like, ow. John, no problem at all. Hope you enjoyed some family time. There's some good neutral games in the Champions League, to be honest. Galatasaray against Liverpool will be a good one. PSG Chelsea, I think, will be really good. Neutrals that aren't City or Madrid fans will enjoy the City-Madrid game, I'm sure, as well. There are some real good games. Here's Reijnders. Can he find his pass? He can. Nothing on here for City at the minute. Here's Cherki. Tries to thread his pass through, looking for Tijjani Reijnders, but there we go. Barca Newcastle, yeah. Atleti Spurs could be interesting, as Bayern have turned it all around. Second half against Dortmund, now 2-1 ahead. Right, big last 12 minutes for Manchester City. Leeds United have got a throw in here. Leeds United are starting to open up a little bit here, so City have just got to be resistant. It's good game management. City have just got to keep doing what they're doing, really. Can't afford to switch off. Calvert-Lewin gets his head onto it. Guehi will get his head onto it. Tijjani Reijnders can't mop this one up, and it'll roll out a play for a throw into Leeds. I'm not expecting any favours from Chelsea tomorrow. I expect Arsenal to win that game. There's quite a lot of blood on his ankle there. Zampadu's gone over to take the throw. We're now 32 likes away from 100. So long throw's going to come in here from Ampadu. He's got a good throw on him. Real good throw. Flicked on and defended well there by Ruben Dias. The header's coming back in and Dias can get that one clear. This is the danger of 1-0 and not killing the game off really now. Any opportunity Leeds have to put the ball into the City box, they'll do so. There's potentially going to be a cross that comes in and dealt with well by Man City as well. Here's Cherki. Can't get it clear. Leeds will come in again. Ball floated around. Ball will come across again and City will get that one clear and out for another throw-in for Man City to defend. Leeds United are encouraged by this, so we are into them final 10 minutes. It is just a slender 1-0 advantage for Manchester City. Another long throw that's going to come in here by Ampadu. I imagine Man City would have been preparing for these in training, knowing that the long throws are going to come into the box, along with the defending of set pieces as well. They know that they're coming. Long throw does come in. Donnarumma does get his fist onto it. Wants a free kick from the referee. It doesn't matter. He gets a strong enough fist onto it that City can get a foot onto it and get it cleared. Justin will mop up for Leeds United and play his pass back to Darlow. Does tick away another minute from the clock. 9 minutes to go, plus whatever's to be added on here. Ball comes in, long, flicked on, and Man City are going to get the advantage. I think City would prefer to have had the free kick. But referee says advantage, and here's Donnarumma instead for City. So clock continues to tick down here. Donnarumma keeps hold of the ball for 6 seconds, puts it down to his feet, and just levers that one clear. Offside flag's going to go up against Antoine Semenyo there. Ugh. Right. Not seen too much of Savinho since he's come on. He's barely touched the ball. To be fair, Leeds United, since he's come on, have done well to get a grip of the game, and they are starting to just, commit more bodies forward, trying to chase the game. Here's Darlow then for Leeds. Leeds United, though, with all the things that have been happening, haven't had a shot since the 50th minute. Trying to create, but they can't. Here's Cherki. City just haven't got the bodies forward. I think that's causing a problem. It means we just give the ball away whenever we want to play the through balls. Because we're running into trouble. Guehi wins the header. And the ball forward. Here's Reijnders. Again, you're just looking for players to be ahead to make the pass to, and it's just not happened. Since Marmoush has gone, these run into the channels just haven't been there. And every time we've got the ball towards the final third, we keep turning back and playing the pass backwards because the bodies just aren't there to be forward. Here's Cherki. Can't find his pass to Semenyo. He's been looking for that through ball for Semenyo all game. Rayan Cherki. Guehi should be able to defend this on Matt James and does a good job. Real good job. Finds his pass to Ait-Nouri. Tijjani Reijnders has got time and space. Finds Semenyo. He goes down. Wants a free kick. Referee says no. So a chance here for Leeds maybe to come forward and put a ball into the box. They do choose to do so, but Ruben Dias does get that one whacked clear. And he doesn't get a free kick. He's furious at the referee and tells him what he thinks of that. Tells you what he thinks of that. It's going to be a throw-in for Leeds United instead and more defending for Man City to do. Diaz is going to have to get over it and he's just going to have to focus on defending this set piece. Sorry, it went out for a cut. I thought it went out for a throw-in. Right. It's going to be Stach coming in with a corner for Leeds United, and Bernardo Silva's now gone down, getting pushed and shoved. Man City making the point of grappling going on to the referee. Referee just having a word with Bernardo Silva. There's a bit of some words coming in. There's a bit of a mismatch there between Gnotto and Donnarumma in terms of height. 5'7", and what's Donnarumma, 6'5". A yellow card's out for somebody. Is it Donnarumma? It is Donnarumma. He loves a yellow card, doesn't he? He loves a yellow card. Talked himself into the book. Descent. Is Donnarumma the most booked goalkeeper? He's got to be up there. 6 yellow card this season. 6 for the keeper. Corner comes in. Headed clear by City. Mopped up by Leeds, and another opportunity for them to maybe put a ball into the box. He does need to be careful. 4 yellow cards, 4 consecutive games, 4 yellow cards. He'll be suspended for 2. He does need to be careful. To show the importance that if you don't have Donnarumma, though, as an option, that you do have James Trafford to be relied upon. Here's Nmecha. He's not really seen too much of the ball since coming on, but he does find his pass to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, edge of the penalty area, played across. Might fall nicely this. Shot comes in. Guehi makes the block. Here's James into the final 5 minutes or so of the game as a cross comes in and header won and falls maybe to the back post. And Calvert-Lewin goes for a spectacular effort and ends up being cleared by Manchester City. And just have something fall, but I'm not too sure what. I'll wait for City to try and get this one fully clear before I'll have a look, see what's just fell. Ball to the edge of the penalty area here for Leeds. More defending for City. Again, just backs against the wall. Ball comes across, well defended from Guehi, and it's going to be another corner. Oh, it's just a spare plug was all. What was he appealing for then? Some handballs. I think it hits Matheus Nunes. I mean, his hand's not in an unnatural place there. Not a handball for me, that. You start giving penalties for that and you just end the game, really. Leeds United saying that they want to make some changes. 2 changes, in fact. Last roll of the dice, this for Leeds United, then. Just kitchen sink at Manchester City. They're still in the game. And that's the game plan for Leeds. They're not gone all guns blazing at the start of the second half. The game plan's been to try and keep it close. City don't kill the game off, and the Leeds United have an opportunity to try and find an equaliser. So it is Justin and Rodon that come off, and Pirro and Bijol that come on. So some defending here for City to do on the set piece. Man City decide, you know what, it's time for us to get the extra defender on and see if we can see this out for the final 3 minutes. And it's going to be the creativity of Rayan Cherki that's going to come off, and Nathan Ake is going to be the man that comes on. Never a big fan of making changes on corners, because you always feel like something's going to go wrong when you make these changes on corners. And obviously Ake is going to go straight in there trying to defend the set piece. So yeah, final 3 minutes of the game. Work for Manchester City to do. Ake's there to help defend then. So corner comes in. Header's won and it's... That was a chance for Leeds. That was a real chance for Leeds, that. Wow. Wow. Anyway, guys, nearly on the finale of the game. So don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 32 likes to go. Plus, don't forget to subscribe as well. It was close, wasn't it, Peter? As close as we want it to be, that one. Header won from the corner, and it, thankfully, because it's beaten the City goalkeeper Donnarumma, thankfully it's gone wide. City could do with some keep ball, win some free kicks. City want a free kick, and he's just going to give a throw-in instead. City feel like they're not getting the decisions. Rodri asks the referee, but it doesn't happen. Leeds United will have a chance here to send this one long again. "90 seconds. Nunes putting pressure on, wants to see if he can find an interception. He can't. Leeds United will switch the play, go from left to right. So good ball, and Leeds United now got 6 forward. Play a pass forward. Here's James. Looks for Nmecha. Nmecha bundled out of play. Piero, and doesn't get the throwing going his way, and he's not happy. The Leeds fans aren't happy, and City just happy to take the time here. So I've had quite a few substitutions made in this second half. So I imagine we're probably going to have, 4 or 5 minutes added on. Been a bit of time wasting from City in the last couple of minutes. Throwing not the best. Calvert-Lewin manages to knock it down, and Nmecha's got hold of the ball, and going to get themselves a long throw here, Leeds. So clearly just targeting towards trying to get these set pieces, these corners, these long throws and stuff to try and cause City problems, to get the ball into the box. So more defending for Man City to do. This is where I've been looking for the keeper to dominate in the air and dominate and command his box, his area, to say, look, I'm going to collect the ball. This ball's going to come to the near post. I'm going to come and I'm going to get that ball. Here comes the long throw. City can win the header. Tijjani Reijnders will put his foot onto it. It will see us go into the 90th minute. 6 minutes. I was expecting 4 or 5. 6 minutes. I said City have been wasting a bit of time in the last couple of minutes. But 6 minutes here for Leeds United to try and find something in their final rolls of the dice. City got everybody back. Leeds got everybody forward, and it's an awful ball by Leeds. Awful ball into the box. Daniel Farke, can't believe it. Dan James there. You can see why he was on the bench. That's a bad ball in. I don't know where the 6 minutes has come from. Never 6 minutes for me. Never 6 minutes. Four or 5, I'd have gone, yeah. I said 4 or 5, but 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Right, at the minute, it's Antoine Semenyo's goal, the difference, right on at half-time. Separates these two teams, 1-0, City lead. We're 29 likes away from 100, guys. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you are new around here. Bernardo Silva sends the ball forward. Darlow will mop that up, and it's a terrible kick forward, and City will get themselves a throw-in. Allows us to eat away a few more seconds from the clock. The Leeds fans will put the pressure onto City that they're just taking their time with the throw-in. Ait-Nouri comes over to take City, taking their opportunity to try and push players forward and see if they can get Leeds United pinned. And Ait-Nouri is going to go into the box. You see, these are the things. Silly yellow card. Doesn't need to do that. Doesn't need to waste the time and, just be lackadaisical about things. And it is time. I'll try and be as unbiased as I can. It is time wasting. That's exactly what City were doing there. Time wasting. Doesn't need to do it. It's a silly yellow card. If Ait-Nouri has to put a challenge in the next couple of minutes, he ends up, getting sent off for a second yellow card. I'd be furious for a needless yellow card. Savinho decides to take one for the team there and just basically rugby tackles one of the Leeds players to the ground. So 2 minutes of the 6 killed off here. 4 minutes for Man City to try and defend out. Carl Darlow's got the ball. We're at a point here really of no return. It's a case of next goal is going to either be Man City win this game or Leeds United find an equaliser, and we don't have enough time to try and win this game. So we're pretty much just sitting on, can we hold this 1-0? Here's Dan James then, up against Ait-Nouri, edge of the Man City penalty area. He's going to go in with a cross. It's a good cross, and it's a good header from Ruben Dias. It's mopped up well this by Leeds. Matheus Nunes should be able to get his foot onto it. City just dicing around with it, and Rodri protects the ball well, and City will get themselves a free kick inside their own penalty area. Again, City players just showing their appreciation to Rodri of helping them to get a free kick and showing their love for Rodri. Brilliant, brilliant player. It helps kill away a few more seconds here. Protects the ball well. He knows what he's doing there, Rodri, using his experience here. This is, this is Man City's experience. They're looking towards these experienced players who've been there, done that, worn the T-shirt in the big moments, the big games. City managed to see out, Champions League wins in finals and, being able to do things and have that experience in winning Premier Leagues, like to Ruben Dias, showing the class, showing their experience. Nathan Ake as well. He's an experienced player for Man City. So you need these players to, in the biggest moments, and we're here in the biggest moments because, the game is, for me, on the line here for Manchester City. So we need these players to show their experience. Don't switch off. Do them big moments. Buy them big free kicks. Kill the clock down. They've done a good job here, City, from getting from the 90th minute and 6 minutes added on, because we're through near enough 4 minutes of that now. So leads into the final 120 seconds of the game. The question is, can they create one final opportunity? At the minute, it's just hopeful long balls forward, which Man City happy to defend and deal with. Leeds United obviously needs to try and put the pressure, so it's just a question here of City getting bodies forward, launching the ball long, and then just trying to keep the ball pretty much in Leeds' half. You want that ball as far away from the Manchester City goal as possible. No surprise that Donnarumma goes long. Header won there by Ruben Dias. Flicked on comes in from Leeds United. Defended well by Guehi. How good has Guehi been for Manchester City today? As Rayan Cherki gets the man of the match for today's game by Sky Sports. I think I'd agree with that. Rayan Cherki's been the player that's most likely to make things happen for City. Matheus Nunes, very close second, by the way. Very close second. It was a great assist for the goal from Ait-Nouri, and it was a good finish from Antoine Semenyo. A bit of tussling going on there. Referee says no free kick, and Savinho can get the ball for City, and Bernardo Silva can push Manchester City forward here. Plays his pass looking for Savinho, trying to use his fresh legs, but it's well defended by Leeds. That does eat away another minute, though, so 60 seconds here for Manchester City to try and defend out. Leeds United going long ball, not the best of balls forward. A flick on will come in from Savinho. Leeds United will mop that one up, though. Long ball comes forward again. Ruben Dias wins the ball. Leeds United win the loose second ball. So it's allowing Leeds just to push forward here to the final opportunity of the game. Ball's going to come into the box. Header's going to be won by Leeds. It's knocked down, and Donnarumma's going to come out and collect that one. Now, he needs to be careful. He's only allowed to have it for 6 seconds. So boot it away, Gianluigi. Boot it away. Get rid of that ball. Don't want to be giving away needless corners when we don't need to. Hoof that ball away, please. Loose ball picked up by Leeds. These second balls in added time. City seem to have lost every single one of them. Allowing balls to come forward. Header won by Guehi. He's been brilliant for City today, Marc Guehi. So we're through 6 minutes. It's a referee's discretion, and it's a poor ball forward by City, and that's going to be a throw in here for Leeds United inside the Manchester City half. Pep Guardiola's asking, where's the full-time whistle? There was a bit of time wasting going on in added time, but there can't be much left, and referee says, nothing left. And there we go, full-time whistle. It's a huge 3 points for Manchester City, and it's Antoine Semenyo's goal in the 2nd minute of added time that's done the job here for Manchester City. It was a nervy ending, but we've got the job done. We're picking up the win. Oh, there's a red card. Farke's shown a red card. There's a bit of drama going on here after the full-time whistle. Leeds manager's just been sent off, shouting in the face of the referee, telling him to go. Leeds players having to tell Farke to back off. I'm not too sure what he's so aggravated about. What's he so upset about? I'm not sure. Pep Guardiola goes over to diffuse and give Farke a big hug and show his appreciation to his manager. And has a bit of a laugh with him. I'm not sure what he's so annoyed at the referee about. I'm not sure. Not sure what that was all about. Let's see. So he's gone over to the referee. He got right in the face of the referee. Referee couldn't wait to show him a red card. I don't know what he said. We'll find out in the post-match stuff what's being said. It doesn't really matter what's being said because, end of the day, 3 points for Manchester City. Pressure on to Arsenal. We'll see if Chelsea can do us some favours. I'm expecting no favours, but we'll have to wait and see. And as I said last week, 12 wins needed. We've got that down to 11. Here we've won. We've got that 11 wins down now. It's 10 games to go in the Premier League. 10 wins needed. Simple equation. Whew. There we go, guys. Right, I'll be back on Wednesday. Oh, something else is kicking off now. What's going on now? What's going on with Leeds? I mean, Pep's like, what's going on? He's telling his Man City players not to get involved. What a Legion? I don't get what's going on. I don't get what's going on. Julia, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. It's all got a bit heated at the full time. I don't know what's going on. I've not got commentary on, so I don't know what's going on. Peter tells me Ruben Dias has been kicking off. Why is Ruben Dias getting involved? Don't need to get involved in the antics. Go over to the fans, celebrate, show your appreciation, and get back down the tunnel and move on to the next one. You don't need to cause any aggravation. It's a good win, this though, isn't it? A real good win. Right, guys, I'll be back again. Another live watch along on Wednesday night. City against Forest, another team that's battling relegation. Not going to be easy, as Andy Man says there. It's these kind of wins that win your Premier League. So it's these teams fighting at the bottom that make things so difficult. Looks like a quality away end. City fans showing their appreciation. A big 3 points for Man City, and we can recover and start preparing for that game against Forest, which, as I said, I'll be back with another live watch-along for that one. Jessica, you're more than welcome. Thank you for tuning in. It is much appreciated. I'll have my reaction out in the next hour for you guys to enjoy. Thank you, everybody that's interacted with me today. It is much appreciated. I'll see you all for the next one. So don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're still aiming for 100 likes. We'll aim for that in the post-production, nearly on 80 likes, so 22 likes to go. Any help towards that, guys, would be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe, and do get your thoughts as well in the comments below. And I'll see you all for the next one. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.